Greetings, everybody. Patrick here, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hope they had a great Thanksgiving, and we're back. We're back to try this again. I was on before Thanksgiving, but it was probably a pretty bad time to be on because everybody was shopping and getting ready for family and what have you. But so I thought, well, maybe we'll come back Friday and see what we could do. In fact, I need to go ahead and drop some links here. So this is a pop-up, sort of pop-up, a working one. I am putting together some shows for December, starting next week. And I got a couple to create and some people to let know that hey, we're back in business. So hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, like I mentioned. That'd be very cool to hear that if everybody had a good time. Yeah. I'm just gonna come over and get on the same page. Hope everybody liked the title to the show. Hey Anthony, how are you? That's right. My sister sent me this. Sent me a picture of the witch, the whole cast, posing like for a Thanksgiving picture, and standing next to the dad was Black Phillip. Made me laugh. All right. The cheetah is sleeping underneath his bed tonight, underneath the blankets. We are supposed to get snow. We're supposed to get maybe 5 inches of snow tomorrow. Immediately, though, you cut that in half. Whatever they tell you it's coming, it's so rare that they ever get it right that it's like we're going to get 5 inches. So now you think you're going to get 2.5. Once in a while, blue moon, they'll get it right with the amount with the snowfall. But it's definitely cold enough to snow. I'll tell you that it's freezing over here. I woke up today and I went outside and it was just bitterly cold. Um, in fact, as soon as I get done with the stream, I'm actually going to go and put my car in the garage because I got to make one errand tomorrow. And so, uh, so right now we are working on December night show. We have actors and producers Kimberly and Clara Rowland will be here with us on the 9th of December. Now we've already met Kimberly once before, but now she's getting her new film is getting ready to come out. So we thought we'd talk about it with her and Clore, as he is a producer of it, and it's called Invasion of the Space Vixen. I have to share this with somebody because they were the only space vixen I knew before this came out, and now I'm like, wow, there's two space vixens. All right. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Like I said, plenty of leftovers. Leftover turkey is always really, really good. That's always fun. Um, Came back and last night and watched the people hitting the Black Friday sales. All the boutique shoppers. I know that Master Chaos was hitting it hard, and John Grande from the only on the graveyard. He was looking over at some of the boutique sales over at Vinegar Syndrome. I don't think they were too impressed though. Um, they rolled out Troll 2 for $46. I just want to say anybody who's going to actually spend $46 on Troll 2, send it to us. We could use it. uh $46 for Troll 2. One of the worst movies ever made, and they're charging $46 for it. Um, yeah, I got nothing. I guess if you have it, and one of his panelists was one of the panelists was sitting there saying how he got into he went to the deep end last year and spent over $500 on boutique stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think I've even come. I don't know if honestly I might have gone over. I mean, as far as just paying for strictly movies without the early entry fee, in the 3 years I've been doing the library, maybe $100 all in, maybe a little bit more than that. Um, because there was a time there where for 6, 7 months they were only charging a dime per movie. So I really cleaned up there. Um, but now it's still only 25 cents. Uh, I don't I don't know if I even spent $100 at all the movies that you see me talk about. Um, the library halls. I have a playlist. You can go back there and check out all the movies I got there. I don't think I don't think I paid more than $100, maybe a little over. And there's this, Troll 2, 46. I'm not picking on anybody for it. I'm just amazed that people will. I mean, I definitely can see someone spending $46 for a Criterion they liked. I mean, a Criterion for $46, I would tell them to wait till the half price sales goes. But if they had the ways and the means that that was no object, I definitely would say, yeah, you need to visit Criterion because they have really strong movies, and their packaging is solid. Their extras are still the industry standard. I know Arrow. I know a lot of people love Arrow. I still think Criterion is top dog. Arrow might be second as far as that goes. Uh, I mean, boutique guys you guys can let me know that, but us budget ballers, no man, we I will be going back to the library this Tuesday, even though there'll probably be snow on the ground, but I'll be going back there on Tuesday just to say hi and maybe take a dollar or two with me and see what they don't have. But let's see. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of writing. Today would have been a really good time for Trenchy to come up. All right. So we talked to Kimberly earlier, right before we took our vacation. Um, and I knew we were going to be talking again. She's a dynamic lady, very, very hardworking. Splits your time between Hawaii and Arizona, and super nice to talk to. And so I was really looking forward to this. Uh, uh, so we could talk about her new film. It wasn't quite there ready yet for us to talk about. It hadn't rolled out yet. It is now. So we're going to be talking about Invasion of the Space Vixen. There is a second part of this too. I think it's Fixin' the Vixen. Um, so it looks very pulpish, very old time serial type. The old black and white serials that would run for like 12 chapters. It has that vibe to it from the pictures that I've seen. Um, Man, when I was watching that, and I think one of the first things I ever saw uh, on YouTube, when I knew what YouTube was, they had, I'm sure it's still on there too. And man, I was always I was always bummed out in a small way because for one thing, I thought this guy would have already been blown up for the gimmick that he does. Um, Maybe I mean, I know he's got some regional love. I'm not sure if he got any national love for it, but us Steeler fans know who he is. But before I met that side of this performer, He did a he. I met him through a series that he did, a pulp series. It was like 6 or 7 chapters. It was called Mystery Men. Um, it was cool as hell. Mercury Men. It was called the Mercury Men, not Mystery Men. Mercury Men. It was cool as hell. Man, did I like that. And I read all the chapters, and I was like, "Damn, this is cool." I mean, who would ever think about doing something like this? This is badass. And the guy behind it, one of the guys behind it, um, he ended up going to. Let me see if I can. They might that actually might be an IMDb. Let me see if I can, because I do know there's like 2 or 3 people behind it. Yeah, so it came out in 2011. Oh, wow, they got it got a okay, it got a physical release? Okay. So, it came out in 2011. It's called The Mercury Man, and it was created by Christopher Preska, uh, Mark, let's see, I wanna make sure it's the right person, because it was cool as hell. Okay. Okay, so Christopher Pretka, directed it, and looks like he wrote it, so he created the show. And on it, it starred Christopher Preska and Mark Tierno, and then the guy I'll be talking about here in a minute is Kurt Wooten, who played the hero of the piece. Now, this looked like it ran for 10 episodes. Okay, I do remember that now. So it only ran like a couple of episodes short of one of those old time serials from the 40s and from the 30s and the 40s. And the serial was really cool. And I always wanted to talk to Kurt Wooten about it. I sent him, gosh, I sent him a lot of requests when I was doing this is back when I was doing MySpace. And I remember asking him on MySpace, I saw that's where I first saw it, and I remember asking him if he wanted to do an interview, and I could never get him to do it. And then later on, I found out why. Is because I think he wanted to be an actor, but I don't know if he was discouraged by it, or not, not working or whatnot. But all of a sudden, he created Pittsburgh Dad, and Pittsburgh Dad is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. As Kurt Wooten plays, he's Pittsburgh Dad, and he comes up with these really fast comedy clips. And he says to Pittsburgh, he's sort of like if Peter Griffin was in Pittsburgh minus 100 pounds, that would be Kurt Wooten. And he's always talking trash during the. I mean, he posts all year round, but he really gets going when when the Steelers play. And he talks trash about the Steelers too. If they aren't doing well, he'll get up there and he's he's freaking hilarious. Um, but he never went back, as far as I know. He never went back to the acting, and never went back to going back to do more creative art like the Mercury Men. And I always was sort of bummed out because for a while there, I did think that Pittsburgh Dad could have a chance to go national, like pop. He'd be a household name. Um, I don't think that really ever happened for him either. I know that I mean, social media, of course, his outreach is, much bigger, of course, but it's still social media yeah, it's cool, but there's so much out there to compete with, to stand up out of. I mean, I just, to us Steelers fans, He's great. And there's some other guys that do this. There's a guy who does it for the Colts. There's another guy who does it for the Bears. There's a young lady who does it for the Bengals. Oh my gosh, Sarah Riggs is hilarious. Hey, Tom, how are you? Yeah, sometimes they just get discouraged. They just get discouraged. Um, yeah, I don't know how many times I've done this, Tom, where I'll watch the movie or TV show, and I'll sit there and say, "Wow, who the hell is that? I wonder what else have they done?" And then you go back there and look, and you see that they haven't done anything. Um, they just dried up. 10 roles, 11 roles. They just didn't get it. And some, and I mean, now I would tell them to don't give up. There's just too many. There's so many outlets out there. Don't give up. Chase it. Uh, but back in the 70s, you couldn't blame anybody for giving up. You couldn't. There just wasn't that many jobs back there. I mean, there just wasn't. Now you get a job. There's independent films are out there, and the streamer movies are out there. I mean, if you got dedication and you got a drive and talent, yeah, I would say don't give up. But Kurt Wooten, though, man, that's just I love the Mercury Man. The Mercury Man was really cool. That was fun. Now, some of you might notice on my name here, it's Patrick, and I put Uday. Um, that's because I'm super happy. First, I have to give a shout out to our good boy Hobbs Hoare. Also, Mr. Bengal. Uh, I was really hoping that they would win yesterday. I was like, come on, Bengals, come on, just give me one more push, right? So Joe Burrow came back. He hurt his toe. He had turf toe, and he was gone for 2 months. But he came, and as soon as he left the team with his injury, the Bengals just fell apart. And sort of like how the Ravens fell apart when Lamar Jackson went out. Yeah, I mean Lamar Jackson went down, and it's like, dude, you got 53 guys on your team. If one guy goes down, even if it's your quarterback, you still got a hell of a lot of talent out there. But good lord, it seems like if you lose your quarterback for any sort of time this year, you're doomed. And that's what happened to Cincinnati. Happened to Cleveland. Cleveland couldn't figure out on a quarterback. Now they're floundering. Cincinnati with Joe Burrow being injured. But look what happens. Lamar Jackson returns. They play a lot better. Joe Burrow returns yesterday, and they destroyed the Ravens. Um, I think Aaron Rodgers should sit down another game so we can. I'm not calling him Aaron. I'm calling him Rusty. That guy's old as rust. Everybody talks about, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is great. Yeah, he was great. You know, 20 years ago, playing for Green Bay. He ain't great this year. But he's got 19 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. Yes, yeah, yeah. We're also 6-5. We're also pedunking. Our offense is horrible, horrible. But anyway, the Bengals went out there and they wiped out the Ravens, maybe saving the Steelers season if they can manage to get by. If they can beat Buffalo, if they can beat Buffalo on Sunday, because then we got the Ravens. We get the Ravens and twice toward the end of the season, including the last game of the season. Um, we still got to play Buffalo. We still got to play Detroit. Um, that might not be such a gimme game for Detroit. I was looking at that game at the schedule. I'm thinking, man, Detroit's going to kill us. They're going to put 40 on our ass. But not so fast. I still think they're going to beat us, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. I think they're going to have to earn that win. So, of course, I was talking to Ken Sledge from Sledgehammer Horror. Look at me dropping names, right? Look at that. Is that sickening? Tell me if that's sickening. But I'm just saying, I talked to a lot of people off camera. And so I've been talking to Ken since last year about his son's high school football team. We started talking about it last year. And this year, their team came out and just smoked everybody in front of them. I mean, It's like it was. It's it's one of those things where it's really tricky for scheduling when you're a high school team or a college team. Um, it's really tricky because it's scheduling is hard. That's hard. For a lot of times, schools don't even do it themselves. They hire outside help to help them get to schedule games. Um, but his son's team, Hudson High, just steamrolled everybody. But Ken was a great dad. Um, let's see. Ah, yeah. I think she ended up doing some jazz too, Tom. She ended up becoming a jazz singer, a cabaret type jazz singer. I think she did that. I think she put out a few records. Um, I want to know what happened to June Chadwick, Diana's right hand girl. I'd like to know what happened to her. She was really cute. Um, but I have nothing but respect for Ken. Kid sitting there going like, we're crushing it, we're rolling. But even in the beginning of the season, I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks in, he had mentioned that, I think I don't see anybody stopping us but one school, Harbor Beach, and he says they might be the ones that we'll see in the final. And if that man wasn't a prophet or what, that's what happened. His son's team, rolled through everybody, went through the playoffs. So did Harbor Beach, and they met for the state championship in their division today at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Hell, they didn't even get a chance to even get leftovers. I mean, they probably didn't. They probably didn't even get a chance to really eat on Thanksgiving. Because you're not going to sit there and pack on a full meal and then you have to go to bed and wake up with your stomach still full of food that you had the night before. So I mean, I'm hoping that they, anyway, so they met at 9:30 in the morning, and it was a dogfight, man. I gotta tell you. Um, and Kim called it. He called it, says they will be the toughest team, and if they win, I won't be shocked. Uh, let's see. Hell no. Little Caesars. Bite your tongue, mighty Casey. Bite your tongue. Oh my God, it's Little Caesar. That is not pizza. Um, yeah, Tuesday Weld also disappeared. Oh my God, Little Caesars. It's so bad. And do you, welcome to Little Caesars. Can I order you a pizza? Okay, we want to place your order. Okay, you want a pepperoni? You want a sausage? Okay, hold on. Hello, Jets. Can I order a pizza? Oh man, Little Caesars is Little Caesars is like Campbell's soup. So that's been the big thing this weekend too, is the Campbell soup thing. Woo, man, that guy, Mark Bally, he got caught on a hot mic, uh, just absolutely talking trash about Campbell soup, calling it poor people food. He wouldn't be caught dead eating any of it. He says that food is shitty. Basically, he's saying that Campbell soup is Soylent Green, and Soylent recorded him saying that, and saying, "Hey, man, he's absolutely destroying the company." Well, the company blew it. They decided to fire the whistleblower. They decided to fire they decided to fire the whistleblower, and then they had the tape. Of course, the tape got out to the media, and they authenticated it. They said going like, "Yeah, this is the guy who said what he said." So now they fired the executive. Um, they're gonna lose millions. Not only people were, I mean, they were giving away yesterday. Stores were trying to do 3-for-1 sales, 2-for-1 sales, buy one get one free sale. I mean, because everybody just quit buying it. Um, and So they're going to lose millions of dollars based on that guy's comment, and they're going to lose millions more to the whistleblower because he came out and said, "Hey, this is what he's talking about. This is what he thinks about. This is what he thought." Um, man, I it was sort of I don't eat Campbell's myself. Paladin is sleeping underneath his blanket. It is cold. We're supposed to get our first real snow of the season. It's supposed to happen tonight, leading in tomorrow. So it is bitterly cold out there. It's in the 20s. So he's been sleeping underneath the blanket. Yeah, it's no problem. It's no problem. Um, I've been trapped there. I was trapped there. I was actually trapped there yesterday for 2 hours in bed because he was curled up in my arm. I woke up and my bladder was full, but he was curled up in my arm, and I didn't want to disturb him. So, like I told somebody else, I didn't know that you could go back to sleep on a full bladder, but I did. He was sleeping so well that I fell back to sleep for like another hour after that, and then I just had to wake him up, and I didn't disturb him, but I rolled out and managed to go to the restroom. Brother Max is in the house. Hope brother Max had a great Thanksgiving. We're just talking about the Campbell's incident. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? You think Campbell's going to take a hit for this? I do. I really do. I think that's a serious. I think it's a serious. It's not going to be one of those things where people forget about it. People are going to be talking about it for a little while, and they're really going to be talking about it in the wallet. So what did you guys all have for? What did you guys all have for Thanksgiving? Um, Paladin had he had wet food, and he had turkey treats. Um, I didn't. I don't mind the thick soups like that. The ones like the chicken noodle soup and the ones I have. I have I have uh, chicken noodle. I have like steak soup, and but clam chowder is my favorite. But I don't eat Campbell's tomato soup. I actually eat Progresso soups. Progresso I think has the better soup, and their tomato is great. See, no Belgian. No, okay, so no Thanksgiving here. Uh, do you guys celebrate? Do you guys have a Thanksgiving Day, Tom? I mean, for you, for Belgium, does Belgium do they have a Thanksgiving Day? No. Well, I had tuna fish. That's what I had. Um, I was hoping for a coupon so I could go to Subway, and I didn't think I was going to get one until the day before, and then it came through the mail. So that's what I had for Thanksgiving. I had tuna fish. I know a lot of people went out for Black Friday. Um, I know some of the stores were closed though, but I mean, but today everybody's going out for Black Friday. It was interesting. I have to admit, I mean, I think it's such a people going shopping online. They're talking about yeah, Black Phillip Friday. That's right. That's right. Anybody finds a Black Phillip Funko Pop when they're going out for Black Phillip Friday, let me know. Um, yeah, Black Friday, man, it's changed. I was watching a video where they were talking about how it used to be. In fact, Master Chaos actually had he had a retrospective of how Black Friday used to be. People would, they camp out I mean, not that long ago. Up to God, I'm talking like it happened like years ago, but it just, it's just a recent phenomenon where people have stopped. Now the companies are rolling out Black Friday sales, in October. I mean, if you see something on sale, if you see something on sale in October, early Black Friday sales, that's probably what you're going to pay for Black Friday. So might as well get it in October. Let's see. Simon says that he bought himself a f- five frozen Jack's pizzas today. Hell yeah, man! I'm a big frozen pizza guy too, Simon. I do the frozen too. Have a great weekend, Casey. See, Tom mentions that he doesn't buy a lot of stuff. Yeah, Europeans don't really do that kind of shopping, do they? I mean, they don't have the big freezers and the refrigerators like we do. Um, let's see. Simon says he likes delivery and the journal. I like Red Baron. I've actually become rather fond of Tombstone. Tombstone was actually pretty good too, but you have to add your own cheese to it to make it pop up a little bit. Yeah, frozen pizza used to be the Campbells. Like you wouldn't catch me eating that shit. But frozen pizza today, man, it's pretty damn good. It holds its own against a lot of pizzas I've had takeout. I can handle. I'd rather have a Red Baron than not. Uh, and no motels, so he can't cook in them. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I just know that I know that in Europe, I know they don't have the biggest kitchen area, pantry area. Yep, yep, absolutely. Pizza maker in your home, yep, you can do that. Or like I said, you bring out the frozen pizza and you throw some extra toppings on there. Your own mushrooms, your own cheese, whatever you want to add on to it, and you cook it like maybe 3 or 4 minutes past the recommended time, and damn, you got yourself a good pizza for about anywhere between. I mean, they were selling a Red Baron pizza for $3. Uh, and Tom says he loves pizza. Yeah, pizza's pretty popular over here. I have a favorite pizza place called Sammy's, and they make a really good pizza. And not only do they make a really good pizza, but their prices have stayed the same for the past 3 years. They have not raised their prices at all. They have not. That's amazing. I think sometimes it all depends who's doing the cooking, but sometimes I think they shrink the pizza a little bit, but they don't raise the prices. Yeah, it's just really strange to hear and see how much um, like restaurants are cutting back on ingredients. We have a place here, Tom, called Panera Bread. Panera Bread used to be really good, real good. Um, they had great sandwiches, great soups, prices were fair, and it was very popular for me and my wife. We used to go there quite a bit, and they used to make their own pastries. But now it's so bad. Um, they got bought out by a corporate by a hedge fund. They have just cut. They've just cut everything back to the bare bone, and people have noticing it, and they have stopped going to Panera. And Panera they're losing stores now because people are not coming back in. They see what people are. That's one thing I have to sit there and say about people and about and eating out. They've actually gotten rather smart about it. They just don't go anymore. If you're not putting out good food, they're not going. They're not going to pay a high price meal. Like they're not going to go and pay a $10 Big Mac. They're just not going to do that. No, McDonald's is very poor, very poor. Um, in fact, their main customers have quit coming, and that is poor people, lower middle class people, and they don't go anymore. They can't afford to, so they don't go. And so McDonald's is actually seeing loss of profit as well. And some of these stores now some of these fast food places, they're like sort of like too big to fail. Not so fast. Wendy's has shut down several stores. And so I had a Wendy's by me, about half a mile, about a half mile away from me. I had a Wendy's. It shut down earlier this year. Not coming back. People want to be treated fairly, and they want to get what they want to get what they pay for. That's really what it is. But yeah, the food, and not only just restaurant food, but I caught this video on TikTok, and someone wrote into this food person who loves food, and they commented about how Reese's peanut butter cups have suddenly they changed the flavor. They don't taste the same anymore. And so this person made a video, and they got the package from today's Reese's Pieces, a package from one for like 5 or 6 years ago, and one from like maybe like 15, 20 years ago. And she compared the ingredients, and you can see the ingredients have changed. Now it's crap. Today. I mean, that's the reason why it tastes so weird, is because they have put in just god awful crap into it, and people notice. You know what? It sounds funny to sit there and say this, Tom, but I think it all goes back down to the pandemic, man. I mean, everything changed, and now with the tariffs going on, what it is, it's uh, so it's- wow. So only the bottles. So Coca-Cola tastes awful. I have not had a Coke in a long time. I'll be honest with you. I have not had a Coke in a long time. Um, I do generic. I do. I do generic. Like the private brand soda from Kroger. That's what I do. My friend's mom just pinged me, and she wants me to go to Angie's. This place called Angie's. I can't afford to go there. Angie's is expensive. They changed the can ones taste different. Wow. And soda just got expensive over here. Soda, so you can get a 2 liter for $1 here, no problem. But it's gotten so expensive here. Hey Cheryl, how are you? H- how are things in the apartment? Yeah, prices went really high. It's really high over here too, Tom. It's so expensive over here. And I just eat by myself. I try to make what I get last for the entire month. It's hard. And even and try to eat healthy and eat clean, it's really hard too because all the produce is really expensive too. Lots of space. We're just talking about Campbell soup and the price of food and Black Friday. Um, I did see some good stuff on sale on as far as movies go. They had some good sales on a couple of places. Um, I'm probably gonna go visit Hamilton Book to see what they have over there. I know that Kenny Jones went over there, and he cleaned up. He got a lot of stuff. He says the prices have dropped, and I started noticing that too. Before I would see the prices actually go higher, but now that I've been over there a few times now, I'm starting to see them drop. So I'm really hoping that continues to happen during the holidays. Um, I haven't gone to the library in 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, yeah, and we're Casey said I look like a Little Caesars a Little Caesars out this is like a Little Caesars outfit. See, Cheryl says she bought some Black Friday Henkel knives. Those must be chef quality knives. Oh gosh. I don't honestly, I can say this now. I really don't ever see myself going back to the theater. I don't see it happening. I just don't. It's funny how they're talking about this is very disingenuous of Hollywood too. They talk about how much a movie's making, like like Wicked, for good, it's made this much money. In actuality, they might have made that money, but they made it off of much lesser people. I mean, people are not going to the theater. Um, they're charging extraordinarily high prices to compensate. So whereas maybe you get, a family of four for 20 bucks, well, now you're just getting one person for 20 bucks. And so you're losing, for every one you get, you're losing three other ones. They're just not coming in. They're not going to the theater anymore. So all these high prices you're seeing are people buying, all these premium seats and food and all that other stuff, but they're selling many, many less tickets. I mean, how many times have we heard somebody from our community here say that they've gone to the theater and there's nobody in the theater? I see that so much here. People getting out of the theater, well, there's nobody there. It's very rare that I see anybody on YouTube go to see a movie and come out in there and say it was packed. I mean, there's still some big crowds out there, but a lot of times they go during their early matinees or during the week. And before, you would always see seniors there. They had a good business during the day. But now they don't. People don't. People have just stopped going to the theater. I used to go all the time too, Cheryl. Um, €1, $3. So ticket price €19. So that's are you saying so three? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. it's just gonna, people, it's just people, it's just gonna die out. It's just gonna slowly but surely just die out. Like linear TV. I mean, regular network TV, that's gonna die out too. That's already is the dying out. Yeah, it's you don't know. Thing is though, you don't know. You don't know who to. Like Hollywood can't stop spending the money. You know, they can't stop. They can't stop. They can't help it. It's almost like every time someone sits there in the seat, they say we're going to spend $500 million on Avatar. And it's like, why can't you, you condition your audience to what you want them to see. You condition them, right? You tell them, hey, right now we're going to show a lot of fantasy movies. Okay, but your audience will follow you. They'll see what you have to offer. Um, and the same thing goes with the prices. If you don't spend 500, we don't all need to see a $500 million movie. If you ask people like, just talk to them. What are your if you ever really just talk to them, like, what are your favorite movies? Man, over and over and over and over, you always see the ones that, they'll talk about the big blockbusters, but for the most part, you always hear someone talk about a small movie, like that was their favorite movie, that one that impacted them the most, the one that they like now. I mean, that's the reason why horror is so popular, is because you can make it for next to nothing and it turns a massive profit, and people like going there. People don't like not they're not going to go watch all these big, boutique pictures. Those days are almost all over. Yeah, I mean, James Cameron's sitting there going like, the next one here has to make money so I can do the 4 and 5. It's got to make its money. Dude, the guy, he already made billions of dollars. You've already made billions of dollars off the first two. People are going to come out and watch the third one. But did you have to spend $250 million to make it? I just don't see why you feel like you have to do it. I rather have people in the seats watching the movie than not. And people just I'll just see it when it comes out on streaming. And I'm sure that's coming up soon too. I'm sure people I mean, it's already happening now. I mean, people are just going to revolt against streaming. They're going to revolt. They're just going to sit there and say, nope. Thank you, Jake. I know we're going to start thinking about our favorite films of the year, right? What was our favorite films to watch? What were oof. Not bad. Not bad. It's cold. And making a couple of banners for a couple of shows. So I should save this story for when it gets here, but I'm talking to a friend of mine, a brother in arms, so to speak. Um, so a long time ago in a land far away, some of you have heard this story before. So if you have, I don't mean to bore you with it, but in a land far, far away, I used to work at a nightclub called the Oasis in San Jose, and I moved there from my other club called Marsugi's, but I started working at the Oasis. Oasis was a big club. Whew, it was a big club. You could put 1,200 people in there easy. Um, so it was always really hard to find acts to get in there because the previous owner Uh, um, Love you too, Jake. Glad you're. What did you have for dinner? So, what did you have for Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, Jake? Um, so the previous owner of the club, he was putting it up for sale, and the new owner he wanted to put in local bands, build it up. It was a affordable way to get to get a clientele. But the old owner, he for some reason, I still don't know why, but he decided that he wanted to sabotage the club, even though he sold it. No one forced him to sell it. But anyway, I get, or maybe I guess he did. Well, anyway, the new owner came in, and but before I did, what he did was he played all the local bands like the last month and a half that he had the club. He played all the hot local bands. He played them to death. I mean, he booked them like once every other week, and just for like 5 6 weeks. And by time the end of the road came by, nobody was coming to the club because they've already seen all the good bands come through there, not once but twice, but even 3 times. Yes, juror number two. I still let's see. Was the mule? I have not seen the mule. I think I own it, but I don't think I've watched it. See, Jake said yesterday he had coleslaw, cranberry sauce, and pecan pie. Today we had dressing, sweet potato casserole, and some other stuff. Yeah, man, party over at Jake's. He's got the grub going on. Juror two. I heard Juror two was very good. I don't know. I don't know if it got released on physical media. I'd like to think it did. Clint Eastwood, 95 years old. Morgan Freeman, 88, and they're still cranking out movies. Still cranking them out. So anyway, I got the job at the Oasis. I had to put bands in there, and I was having a hard time. I won't lie. Told the new owner that too. I says he's ruining our audience. He's going to take a while for us to bring it back up. So I said I'll do what I can. Um, so we worked together, and then I got a lead. I got a lead that because I was working at a record store, and this is where I found out that Tracy Lords, who had some infamy as a underage porn star, well, she was on the up and up, and she got a deal, a record deal, and she was going around there DJing, and she made a record. It was pretty good too. I actually heard it. I actually thought it was pretty cool. Um, but she was touring. She was going on a radio tour, and she was DJing. And and I heard about it, and I called up my owner at the time, and I said, "Hey, man, I got something for us." So I got Tracy Lords DJing. I think this will be a slam dunk. And my owner was like, "Tracy Lords, isn't she the girl who did porn?" I'm going like, "Yeah, but she's legit. She's doing legitimate movies. She's been in a lot of Hollywood movies. Now she's doing this." And the owner of the club, uh, uh, the guy had a good eye. He had a good eye. I can't. I'll never deny him that. But he just saw image. He saw image, and which really confused me afterwards. Um, is I don't know if that the crowd would like that. Porn star. Well, she's not a porn star anymore. She was underage when she was, so she's not going back to it. Well, he passed on it. He told me I couldn't do the show, and I was pretty frustrated by that. I'm like, man, it's a good show. It will draw hundreds of people. And but he said no. He thought, well, he didn't think we get good publicity out of it. Okay, so flash forward a few months, and John Wayne Bobbitt. Um, yeah, yes, they do. Um, so there's a gentleman named John Wayne Bobbitt who got his call to infamy was his wife, he got caught cheating by his wife, and his wife chopped off his John Wayne, and that was his call to fame. He had to have his John Wayne reattached to him, and he was all they're all on the they're all on the reality shows at the time, all the talk shows, all the sleazy talk shows, and so John Wayne Bobbitt was just a national joke. Well, they decided that they were going to go ahead and tour him. They're going to radio stations say, we're going to, we're going to go ahead and have him come out to the club and play records and just mingle with the crowd. I mean, it was just a stunt thing. And I said, and my owner booked that, and I said, I'm not going to work that show. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it a night off. So I did. I took the night off. I still went down there because I wanted to see. Yes, yes, he was on Jerry Springer. I think he was on Jerry Springer multiple times, and his wife was Lorena Bobbitt. So he would go down. The radio station. One of the reasons why was because radio station paid for most of his appearance fee. They paid him. We didn't necessarily have to pay him, but that the radio station got all the publicity out of it. But the publicity that my owner feared that he would get with Tracy Lords, which he didn't get because we didn't do the show, he sure as hell caught it with John Wayne Bobbitt. Wow, we got lambasted in the press. The press hated it. I mean, they were just, and I was just so thankful my name wasn't attached to it. I'm like, I had nothing. I told all the reporters that I have nothing to do with that. I don't want my name attached to that because I had nothing to do with it. Anyway, so I didn't do that. The show was just a freak show. Just god awful. I stood outside and was watching the crowd. The crowd was just about as scummy as you could expect. It was just the wrong call. It happens. Well, a few about maybe 6 months later, I wasn't at the Oasis anymore. I was doing independent shows. But my buddy Jimmy Arsenal, he was booking the owner's other club called the Edge, and so me and Jimmy had talked, and Jimmy was keeping track of what I was doing at the Oasis, and he approached Yasek and he says, "Hey, Tracy Lords is coming back through with another appearance. I really want to book that show at the Oasis because I think the Oasis is the place to be." And this time Yasek listened to him. He listened to Jimmy, and he booked the show with Tracy Lords, and it was a great show. It was a fantastic show. I didn't go. I was really. I admit I was bitter. I was really not happy because I knew because the club was packed, and I knew that we could have did that with me. It was my idea, and Jimmy loved the man like a brother, man. He gave me full credit for that. He told Josic that too. He says, that was Sully's idea. And yeah, man, that show cranked. And then and she got treated super well, and she was very thankful. She forgot her jacket. She forgot her jacket. She left. She forgot her jacket, and we went because we're looking at it. We still had at the Oasis. I saw it. I saw the jacket. That girl must have been like she must have been like 4'9", 4'10". That jacket looked like a kid's jacket, like something like a preschooler or elementary school. She was tiny. I said, "How tall was she?" Oh, dude, she's like 4 foot nothing. But super sweet, super sweet. Sure. One of the guys that worked this show, he's my good friend Alex. Alex Fuentes. I'm going to be talking to him on December 7th. We're going to have him bring him onto the show Not only because he's an old friend of mine, but he's also a small business owner, so I want to hype up his business as well. Um, but he worked the show. I can't wait to talk to him about it too. Alex was a badass. He was one of our bouncers. Um, and one of the best. One of the best. Saved my ass. Saved my ass. Um, yeah, I got caught in a really bad situation and wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Um, not when you have 1,200 people walking around you. Um, but he saved my ass, and we'll be talking about that on the 7th too. I owe him. I owe him forever. So, it's like, man, he was a yeah, he was a badass. Still is. Super nice guy. Super nice guy. So we're gonna be talking about that. We bring back the Tracy Lords show too, because I want to hear. I have never talked to him about it, about his perspective about that show. I never talked to him about it, so I really want to. I really want to go in depth with that with him, to talk to him about it because it's gonna be a lot of fun. Uh, so I'm super excited. Let's see. Hey, it's Eric. All right. Uh, how you feeling, brother? Hopefully you're feeling better. Hopefully you're feeling better. Um, so I started a new series on the channel. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. So, in fact, actually, Eric sort of did this a while ago, a few years ago, but he did it with animation, where he would bring up a cartoon show, and then him and his wife would go deep and do a deep dive into the cartoon show. I'm not doing strictly cartoons, but I am doing TV, and I'm hoping that he brings back that show too. That was feeling a bit better. That long, yes, yeah. I was sick last week. I was supposed to be doing and so was my buddy Ryan. He got sick as well, and or no holiday. I got sick. His holidays came up and grabbed him. But a week from tomorrow, him and I will be talking about Nickelodeon, Out of the Vault. But tomorrow or on Sunday night, I pulled out a Incredible Hulk uh, uh, episode to talk about from the old '70s show. So, so what I'm doing with a retro jam is a retro tube is basically going to some of the TV shows that I have in my collection, and then I'll go through, pick out a series, pick out an episode, and then do a deep dive on the episode. And so I did the Hulk when I did, and man, I love the Hulk too. I was, I picked the episode I was gonna watch. I hadn't seen it. I haven't seen it probably since I last saw it on TV. I could have turned around and sit there and said, "No, I could do a better episode." But I stayed with the episode that I chose. I chose the episode and I watched it and reviewed it. I don't remember it being as bad as that. Um, the episode that I watched was like really bad. I mean, it was just bad. The second season, episode 4, it was called Rainbow's End, and it was about this. Yeah, I have one movie. I have one movie for the Hulk. I found one, and then I found a compilation. I'll tell you what. I'll show you what I have. Now I'm not sure when this first came out, but I do know that I do know for a while there that the studios were doing this. And that is they would do compilations. They would grab a series, a long running series, and they would grab, 10 episodes, and they'd be like a sampler, and they would sell it. It wasn't the full season or or all the whole series. It was just like, you know, 10, 20 episodes, enough to whet your appetite. Like, wow, these are good. I want to go out there and get the whole series. And I found one of those. I found one of those here in the library, and this is where I took my episode from. So it's a really nice package too. It's a really nice package. But the series only ran for 80 episodes, so I'm sure they probably ran like 35 episodes in this. So I found that at the library, and then I found at the library again. I found this. I found the very last Hulk, the death of the Incredible Hulk. So this is the only movies that I got. This is the only movie that I found. So the only TV movie that I found. There were six made. There were three made before the series and three afterwards. And this was the death of the Incredible Hulk. And yes, he dies. He dies in that movie. Um, but they had planned on bringing him back, obviously. But unfortunately, and you'll hear this in my review, unfortunately, Bill Bixby was very sick with cancer at that time, and he was just barely able to make this, and he passed away. And between him passing away and this movie not getting very good ratings, uh, they ended it. That's the end. That's the end of the. This is the end of the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Hulk right here. Um, yeah, it was going to be. It was funny too because even though the Hulk died, he wasn't supposed to die. They're going to bring him back. They were going to bring him back, and they were actually going to pair him up with She-Hulk and Iron Man. They were going to bring him. They were working on doing. There because they brought in Daredevil, and they brought in Thor. They brought in Dare. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they bring in Daredevil in the yellow suit? Yeah, Lou Ferrigno's. Uh, this came out. Whew, I'll tell you that. This. Let's see. The Incredible Hulk. 1990. 1990. So the Incredible Hulk ran for 5 years. And really, it only ran for 80 only ran for 80 episodes. Um, Season 5 uh, was cut way short. It only ran for 7 episodes. Season 5. So three pilot movies, the series, and then three more. The CBS had it for the first 80 episodes, the three pilot movies. Then the three Hulk movies after that came out on NBC. Was all black. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, that wasn't supposed to actually be the death of the Hulk. It was supposed to carry on to the next movie. Yeah. Bill Bixby, that guy had a rough life. Um, he married his soulmate, a lady named Brenda Benet. Uh, they had a son. They had a son. Um, the son passed away through an illness. Brenda and Bill got divorced, and then Brenda May she ended up killing herself at age 36. What's going on, Professor? No, no, but did you look at any of the boutique shoppers, Professor? Did you go hang around? Did you hang around some of the boutique live streams? Did you know that Troll 2 is being sold by Vinegar Syndrome for $46? Troll 2. You get a copy of Troll 2 at $46. Yeah. It was a shame, Tom. I remember when that happened, when she did that. The divorce was not Bill's idea, but she was in such a deep depression after the loss of their son. She just really struggled after that. Just really struggled. Yeah, and I don't think that's possible. $46 for Troll 2. Isn't that awesome? Uh, yeah, they had some prices last night. Yes, I do. Eric, yeah, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. You want to do that off camera, or you want to do it here? Because I can send you the link here. Eric's saying $46. Yeah, no thanks. Spoken like a budget baller. Hell yeah, Eric. You're making us proud. All right, let me send you the link. I'll send you the link here. Let's see. Where's my All right. I can't wait to see what you got planned for us. All I know is that I know if it means that I don't have to if that means I don't have to watch shark movies, I'm all right. I'm hoping the plan works that well. But we'll see. Oh, oh man, don't mention that damn Leprechaun movie. Oh, let's see. The professor says here, I seen a double pack of Troll 1 and 2 for like $10 on DVD. That's as far as I'm willing to go, and that's almost my entire monthly budget. Hell, see, that's a budget baller talking right there. Oh my God, no, not those Leprechaun movies. No, Oh Lord, that's the only movie that Eric has really gotten me with during Sharks. I mean, I just hated that movie so much. I hated that thing. Oh, oh, it's just fuck no. But he didn't know about Louisa Warren, so I had to forgive him about that. I mean, I had to sit there and say, okay, you didn't know any better about Louisa Warren. She's like the Ed Wood of UK filmmaking, or the Dustin Ferguson of independent filmmaking. That guy's like the worst director ever. I have not gone to the library in 2 weeks, Professor. I'm jonesing. I'm jonesing for some library action. See, the Leprechaun movies was your Amazing Bulk. I handle the Amazing Bulk a lot better than the Leprechaun. I did not exactly hate on the Amazing Bulk. I thought it was actually pretty funny. But no, that no. We did a watch along for that, Professor. I'm not sure if you were there for that or not. I think you were. Oh, it's not as bad as Leprechaun, Tom. It's not bad as Leprechaun. It's a all green screen movie. That's the best way I can put it. It's shot all on green screen, and it's just super cheesy. Uh, I have yet to see a troll.
Hey, there he is.
There he is. Uh the bulk. They're talking about the Incredible Bulk.
Oh,
I did I did not hate on that movie like a lot of people did. I
well,
just it's
I,
cheesy.
well, there's cheesy, but you know me, they didn't put in any effort to make a good movie. They just wanted to make something, and that accounts for something for me. It's like Mark Polonia. You know what I mean? He doesn't try to make good movies. He just tries to make movies.
I think Jeff Kirkendall with him adding Jeff to him when they team up together. I do think that does elevate Mark's movies.
Well, that's because Jeff tries. You know,
Yeah,
Mark
Jeff. Yeah.
doesn't. Mark
Um,
doesn't. That's the difference,
you
in
could
my
definitely
opinion.
tell. You could definitely tell Jeff's influence on the films. Because I said, I mean, he had one was a shootout at Amityville or something like that. It was a western in Amityville, and that was actually damn good. That was like that was probably my favorite Polonium movie. I was like, wow, this is actually legit.
Well, you know me, man. I'm 99% always willing to give a movie a shot. I mean, because we both love our trash movies. You know what I mean? Our bad movies, you and I. I mean, right now I'm watching a movie called Dahmer versus Gacy on Tubi, and it's got Felissa Rose in it, and the woman who played the nun in the Conjuring universe, and
Oh,
it's
really?
so self aware. It's funny. I'm having a blast watching it. It's dumb as shit, but I'm having fun watching it because they're self-aware. They're still trying to make an entertaining product. You know what I mean? Steven Adler's in it. From Guns N' Roses. He's
Right.
got a scene in it. So it all depends on. I don't care about quality per se because I grew up on trauma films, so that speaks for itself. It's the effort put into trying to make an entertaining film. That's how I look at it.
I have yet to see. I sort of look like trauma films, like the Archie comic book. The very first comic book you get when you look, like when your mom and dad give you a comic book, and they go, and the first one they give you is an Archie,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, 'cause that's the one you're going to cut your teeth on. I
Right.
sort of look at trauma films like that. It's like, when I was just a kid, I watched trauma because but now trying to watch when you trying to watch a trauma film, I
Hmm.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I still have. I'm still a sucker for the classics like Toxie and Kabuki Man and stuff like that. But sometimes it's like I always say, it's like Andy Dufresne. You know what I mean? You got to dig through that tunnel of crap to get to the good stuff on the other side.
Um, I was glad to see, I was glad to see like, Full Moon was coming back. It seemed like they're in that,
Hmm.
they're also in that, God, they put out some fun ass movies, and then they just got away from it, and now
Hmm.
seem to be like trying to come back. And it's like, get back to your roots, get back to what nobody wants to see Evil Bomb. Nobody does that.
I,
No, no,
I I have it in my queue just out of curiosity, but I am in no rush to watch it. I did start the Puppet Master franchise. Wasn't a fan of the first one. I thought that was a little too boring, but the second one, holy shit, dude! I am loving the second one. I'm about halfway through the third, and I'm really digging that one too. So if I
so
was able to get past the first one, I'm having fun. And I
okay,
loved the reboot. Frenzy told me about it. The reboot, Louis Reich, uh,
right.
that with Barbara Crampton and a couple other people. And I thought to myself, well, if the previous entries are anything like this, I'm going for it. And I was a little worried when I watched the first one because it is very slow. But that
Yes.
second one, dude, oh, that one was fucking fun.
So so you like me, you're sitting there and like when I watched it, I came out of it going like I only have like one question. Okay, what was the one question? Which puppet was the best one? Which kill was the best one? The setting. What's the one question? Whatever happened to Charlie Spradley?
Hmm.
Holy shit, dude! That's like the perfect screen queen. Seriously, it's like
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going like, that. How come we don't? How come our screen queens don't look like that? How come? How come? Why? She was phenomenal. I was sitting there going like, okay, this movie is now immortal. But I don't know whatever happened to her. I think she did like a handful of other movies and just poofed.
Another thing I got into with Full Moon is because it's Charlie Band, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Charlie,
Charlie
he did,
and
he did,
Albert.
he did the Ginger Dead Man movies. That's another one. If you can get past that awful, awful first one and get into the self-aware sequels, you can have a lot of fun because I thought the sequels were a blast. But that first one with Gary Busey, and it was a slog to get through. I was this close to not even attempting to watch the sequels, but I'm glad I did because it was just so much fun.
Let's see. Let's see. Professor says I will watch Evil Bong only for Darcy from Joe Bob because Darcy is amazing. See, that's exactly how I felt about watching Puppet Master 2.
Hmm.
You watch it for the Screen Queen. You don't watch it for anything else. It's like the puppets are secondary. Who cares? Just just show us Charlie. Yeah, I'm with you. Who made Amityville Thanksgiving? That's actually worse than the Leprechaun movie that I saw that you made me watch. Oh
Well,
man,
there's Amityville everything, dude. You know what I mean? Because it's not the Amityville horror that's under copyright. It's they're just using Amityville and then they're throwing whatever they want to after that word. Because
yeah,
you will talk Wild Eye and Polonia and Jeff Amityville in space of all freaking things. You know what I mean? It's the house literally
right.
goes into outer space, and again, I'm all for these fun concepts, but there's got to be over 30
Oh,
Amityville movies, if
I
not
think there's
more.
I think there's close to 60 actually.
Jeez. But you
I'm,
know what?
and
There
there
are
and
there
there's
are
movies.
hardcore people that love to follow that type of stuff, and hey, God bless you,
Well, it's like
everybody.
it's like you watching all the great shark movies that you do. I mean, Sharkenstein, and Sharknado coming back with a new one,
I'm
new
excited
horror
about
movie.
that. I'm excited about Sharknado
I,
coming
I knew
back
I knew you I knew you would be.
because, I was telling you in our chat, our private chat, that they're so self aware. They're not trying to be serious, and that's the problem with a lot of these films. Is you know why I like Sharkenstein? Because it was before Polonia had to throw in his usual Polonia isms, they weren't taking the film seriously. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it more fun. That's what I love about Sharknado movies. They're just fun movies. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking
I
for
never
fucking, you know, Oz Perkins. You know what I mean? When I'm watching a goddamn shark movie, you know what I mean? I want to just sit down and have fun for 90 minutes. And that's
You
what
want
I
to make?
do.
I'll make a bet here, right here. I'll go on record as saying that when it does come out, it's not gonna. It's gonna come out on Peacock. They're gonna either put it on Peacock, or if the Asylum doesn't do that, the Asylum will do it with Tubi. It's not gonna go to the Sci-Fi Channel.
You don't think so? Is the
No,
Sci-Fi Channel still a thing?
that's that's the question. I don't know why the Sci-Fi Channel still exists.
I didn't
I
know. I
really
didn't
don't.
know if it did because I haven't had cable, God, since my daughter's 13, so probably I haven't had cable in at least 10 years.
Yeah,
I
I
just do
don't know
Tubi.
anybody who watches it. Yeah, I just watch Tubi too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Welcome back, Cheryl. Welcome back.
Hey, Cheryl.
Who made Amityville Thanksgiving? I don't know. That's a good one. I can't believe it's worse than the Leprechaun movie. That movie sucks so hard. Let's see. I watch any low budget horror movie that's free on Tubi. I just got done watching Hydra. Hydra was interesting. The Asylum has the standard for fun movies for years now. At least I think so, because I love the Asylum. Um, yeah, I still have not brought myself back to watching the Asylum movie I started to watch
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't believe who was in it. It was
Which
called
one?
American. It was called American Warships.
Okay.
It was the pair. It was the the mockbuster Battleship.
Yeah.
Um, you know who was in that movie? Who was the star
Mm-mm.
of the movie?
Mm-mm.
I can't even. I could not believe it. Um, Carl Weathers.
Wow, he was really slumming it, wasn't he?
I was like, there's just no fucking way Carl Weathers is it. I'm just like, that's the first thing I thought was, wow, I guess he needed the money. That's the only thing, it's like it's work is work, I guess.
Yeah,
But
an actor's got to act, dude. That's how I look at it. The Asylum is hit and miss with me. Like sometimes they're really fun. Like when Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter came out, they had Abraham Lincoln versus zombies, which was a fun one. Him hunting down zombies with a 10-year-old Teddy Roosevelt and stuff like that. You know, it all depends on the tone of the film. You interviewed Uwe Boll. Yeah,
yep,
I love his films because he is so
yep.
self-aware and he knows those. The first Blood Rain is good, but it's a
Oh, I
little
love the
serious.
first
It's a
one.
little serious. But when you get to the second one, when she's now in the Wild West with Pat Garrett hunting vampires, and the lead vampire is Billy the
Yeah,
Kid, that's fun, dude. And that's what I like about Uwe. House of the Dead. He wasn't trying to make a serious movie. Why do people think that? No, it's based on a video game. It's literally just trying to be hot chicks fighting. I'll turn off my sound. Hot chicks trying to kill zombies for 90 minutes. That's all he wanted, and that's what we got.
yeah. I personally, I actually went and saw the. Hey Doc, how are you? He's just waking up from a nap. All right, so he's waking up. As soon as he gets woken up, he'll start his march toward Tokyo. Uh, I I enjoyed the second one. I watched the second
Mm-hmm.
one. I saw that one. It was fun.
Yeah, second one
I
was a
thought the second
blast.
one was, I thought the second one was a hoot.
Yeah,
Had never seen the first one.
you've never seen the
Um,
first one. Oh,
but
it's a
I
lot of
liked
fun.
Alone in the Dark. I liked Alone in the Dark. I saw that in the theater. I thought Alone in the Dark is so underrated. It's so underrated.
That's one I'm
It's
gonna.
not.
I need to give a second chance. I think that was one where I wasn't in the right mood, and I think I was expecting something like House of the Dead, this over the top fun movie, and its tone is a lot different. But I like the cat. I mean, I've always liked Christian Slater. I love Steven Dorff. Tara Reid
Yeah.
was still nice to look at back then. You know what I mean? That's the only reason
Yeah,
why she gets
yeah.
work.
She looked very pretty back then. She was very
So
pretty in the
I
movie.
get that. I think Postal is a really fun, over the top, dumbass movie from him, and he's even in it playing himself.
Right,
Uva, and
right.
he's playing the stereotypical asshole version of himself, like his reputation. And I just recently put his documentary in my Tubi queue. Go on Tubi and search up Uwe
Oh
Boll. His
yeah,
documentary
Louis Bolt.
is there. But you know what
That's good. That's good.
the documentary is called "Fuck You All," the Uwe Boll story. That's perfect. You know what I mean?
Okay, that must be another one because I know he did Raging Bull. I saw that one.
He did Raging Bull, and uh, this documentary is only maybe a handful of years old. Is when he officially announced his retirement before he decided to come back. It was like I think it was like really pre-COVID is when this came out.
I really appreciated. I tell you what, I really appreciate. I highly recommend this for all you guys out in the chat is to watch Yui Bull's Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm.
The scene that really caught my eye about that was when he went to try to sell his movie.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are in a hotel room, and and they're playing the movie constantly, and they're trying to get these buyers to come in to watch the movie, to sit there and talk about buying it, so to distribute it, and then sit there. How heartbreaking must it be to sit there and get somebody to come up there to watch your movie, and then they only, the attention span thing. You get
Yep.
in there and watch it like for, you watch it for 5 minutes and say, okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And right then and where it's like, man, you didn't touch him.
Right.
You didn't grab him. To
Mm-hmm.
me, the only thing I'm looking for is when someone sits down.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to see him. It was a very interesting look behind the scenes because we don't get a chance to see something like that.
Uba
And
is
that's
a
how they have to tell
fascinating.
you.
Uba is just a fascinating person, man. He really is. And what I like about him is I think he's just trolling a lot of people. He knows his reputation, and he just
Mhm.
runs with it. You know what I mean? He's a
Yeah,
very intelligent guy. He's very. You can say what you want just because he has that reputation. He's quite successful with the budget compared to what he brings in. And I think that's what I like about him. He knows people think of him as an asshole, think of him as a shitty movie director, and he just goes with it. He says, "Fine, that's
He-
fine."
I thought In the Name of the King too, the one with Dolph Lundgren,
Hmm.
dude, that is a good movie.
Is it? I've only seen the first
Yeah,
one.
I will fight on the hill for that one. It was such a good movie. Um, it was both self-aware, but it was
Hmm.
also had a lot of heart to it. Dolph
Okay.
Lundgren, he was really good in that.
Hmm.
That's when I started really noticing Dolph Lundgren's acting. His acting has gotten so much better over the years. As he got older, he got stronger. He did that one, and then he did a movie with Scott Adkins called Legendary.
Okay.
Another one called Don't Kill It, which was excellent. And he's just gotten better and better. And
Well,
I
I just like it when they give him a chance to do the dramatic stuff. You know what I mean? Because he's just known for the action, He-Man, and Rocky. Now, take this with a grain of salt. The first Expendable movies is just a lot of shit blowing up. But what I liked about Dolph's character in that is they let him deal with his drug addiction, his alcoholism, so he was able to bring the drama to it. And then in the second Creed movie, when he was playing Ivan Drago, we
yeah
delved into his life falling apart. You know what I mean? He looked withered and you felt bad for him. So if you just give the guy a freaking chance, he can show you that he can get it done.
yeah. Well, it's just so weird to sit there and talk about like some of the older actors. Like I was mentioning a couple of days ago, where I took a month off, and we're talking about people doing interviews. And Gareth got Matthias Hughes on his show, and I was during one of my sabbaticals, and I said, "Fuck that," because Gareth, he says, "Would you like to come up and ask him a couple of questions?" It's like, you don't have to ask me twice because Matthias Hughes is, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him in the '90s, so I got to go up there and ask 2 or 3 questions. I fanboyed out.
Awesome.
I marked out, man. I was like so glad to be able to talk to him.
That's cool.
Um, let's see. I haven't seen any Lundgren movies. Yeah, man, you owe it to yourself to check it out. He's really he's and Sylvester Stallone too with Tulsa
Mm-hmm.
King.
I've
With
heard Tulsa
Tulsa
King is
King,
great. I've seen clips on Instagram that Tulsa King looks really good.
best acting I've seen Stallone do.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
best acting I've seen. I mean, he is. It's amazing. I mean, he show. He's yeah, definitely definitely my favorite as far as his acting goes. But he was acting really good in the Creed movies too. Again, it's like the older he got,
Mm-hmm.
the more. Same thing with Jackie Chan. Everybody talks about Jackie. Man, you know the movie that I tell people you want to see Jackie Chan
The
movie?
Foreigner.
Hell yes,
Yeah, with Pierce
man,
Brosnan.
that's a revelation.
So
And
good in that movie.
so good.
Give them
And
the
Pierce
chance.
Brosnan, yeah. Pierce Brosnan also was excellent in that too. The older he gets, the better he gets as well.
Hmm.
It's just it used to be a lot of those old time actors. They just get swept under. They get swept out. Lines here or there. But it does seem maybe they can't quite open a movie like they used to. Like a
Right.
Jackie Chan movie. Maybe they can't do that anymore. But man, oh man, they can sure elevate it. They
Yeah.
still can elevate the movie by putting
Hmm.
them in there and give them a
Yep.
dramatic role. Makes it enjoyable to watch movies.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Assault on Wall Street was pretty good. Was pretty solid too. Professor says that he owns two versions of Alone in the Dark, the theatrical and the director's cut. I think I have both too. Um, let's see. I saw both versions. Let's see. The 50 Shades of Grey movie, The Asylum did with Charisma Carpenter was pretty good. Of course, mostly because I like Charisma Carpenter. I had
Yeah.
that.
She's nice to look
Bound.
at.
Yeah, I have. I didn't know that I had that. I I didn't know it was the Asylum. I saw that at a Salvation Army of all places. I picked it up for 50 cents, 49, 50 cents.
Hmm.
And I didn't know until I got home. I was looking at it and I realized I saw the back of it, the blurb they always tell you about. And I saw that, and as soon as I read, I knew it was an Asylum one because they had such a distinctive way that they do it.
Yeah. The
I looked
logo.
in the
Yeah.
bottom. I looked at it in the bottom, this really tiny thing. It was just the Asylum. I mean, before, with all their movies, they put their logo up there. Like,
Hmm.
you're getting the Asylum. But this one was really minuscule. I didn't see it when I picked it up.
Mm.
But I was glad I got it.
Yeah.
I had never seen I have not seen a dramatic Asylum movie yet. Most of them are just cheesy.
Right.
But this one here, I think is supposed to be taken legitimately like a drama.
It's possible. I mean, they're known for their mockbusters. I think that's why people
Yeah.
overlook movies that aren't. And I mean,
Uh,
I get it. The mockbusters is what brings them in the money. You know.
I don't know. I mean, Professor can tell us if she gets sassy in it or not. They don't really do that on the Asylum movies. I noticed too. They don't do nudity on their movies. That I
You
that
know, I've never seen an Asylum movie with nudity.
neither.
I haven't seen much past Sharknado. Like I said, Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. I've seen a couple others, and I don't remember it. I think they're more for the fun factor than just nudity for nudity's sake type of thing.
That's the other thing too. I'll sit there and say about Mark Polonia too. He doesn't do that either. He doesn't really use. I mean, I've seen a couple of his movies with slight nudity in it, but he's not a nudity guy either. Um, let's see. See Tom. Let's see. Tom. What is Dolph's best movie? Man, I heard he was really strong in Creed too.
He was really good
I heard
because
Creed
he
too.
he he plays a broken man, and it's a fractured relationship between him and his son. There's a couple intense scenes. Brigitte Nielsen shows up, so there's the tension
Oh,
with
gee.
that. Because you remember they were a couple in Rocky Four, and their marriage fell apart. Because he's a broken man. Once he lost to Rocky, Russia shunned him. He was a joke. He had nothing, and he's just he's trying to build himself up and live vicariously through his son, type of thing. And there's a great intense scene with him and Stallone at the restaurant, and Rocky's just he's wondering what the hell this guy's doing here. And he said, when I look at you, look at all these things on the wall, you have everything. When I lost everything. And then it just Dolph has that intensity in his face and his eyes. You know what I mean? And you bought it. Like there's a reason why you heard that story when someone was breaking into his house one night, and then they looked at one of the pictures and saw that they were breaking into Dolph Lundgren's house, and they decided to leave without stealing
Oh,
anything.
yeah. I wouldn't want to. I would even today. I wouldn't want to get caught by him doing anything. No, any shenanigans.
Hmm.
Let's see. The professor mentions. If I remember right, I think Two-Headed Shark Attack had some boobies. At least it has some girl kissing. Okay, the professor would know these things because he is an asylum expert.
I think
So
they're up to like 6 heads or 8 heads now with the
I
Shark
thought there
Attack
were.
movies.
I have 6-headed Shark Attack,
I know
but I
there's at
was
least
gonna
six. But
I was
again,
gonna work.
those are the movies I think would be fun to watch. Like unlike Shark Huntress, where there isn't a fucking shark huntress in the goddamn movie, and all you focused on was the shark babe on the cover, Patrick. You
Yeah,
know what I
well,
mean?
yeah. I was trying to find, the best cover, the best shark babe, because I wanted to be painless, because, how about bikini shark? You're going like, no. I'm like,
No.
but it says bikini on it. It's like you got to watch it because it has a shark babe.
Well, the problem is with Shark Huntress, that had a shark babe on the cover, and no one was in a freaking bikini in the entire movie. Remember, it was all about saving the environment. I told you.
Let's see. And Dolphin's a legitimate genius.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. He has a PhD or something. Yeah, he's very smart.
It's something to do with
Very smart.
chemicals, I think. Yeah, he's very, very smart.
Sharon Stone was like that. Except she went around the set bragging about it, and you hear about Sharon Stone stories.
Mm-mm.
She would go to you and tell you how smart she was.
Oh.
Whereas but she did. I think she has a very high IQ. She was in Mensa. I'm
Mm.
not sure about it now though, because she had her stroke. I didn't know she had her. I didn't know that she had a stroke.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Quite some
Yeah.
time ago.
All I know is I saw her in Law and Order for 3 episodes, and I just wanted to kick Dick Wolf in the balls for not having her come back and be a regular, because she was
Mm.
awesome. But she was awesome.
She's a great actress. She's a great
Yeah, she
actress.
really,
She's a lot more than just a sex symbol. You know what I mean? She can
she,
elevate it. Look at that. What is that movie? The movie, is it called The Mighty with Eldon Henson and one of the Culkin kids? She plays
right,
the Culkin
right.
kid's mom. She just elevates that. That's just a great dramatic role for her.
I watched her early stuff, like she did early stuff for Canon, like the two Alan Quartermain movies.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Action Jackson she was in. I mean,
Uh,
she is just absolutely stunning when she was younger. I mean, stunning. And I think what happened was, I just think her reputation just, was. I mean, there's reputations for being difficult, and there's,
mm-hmm.
and I think that's what happened. I think she just, I don't know, was insecure or over or just confident. Who knows? But it just seemed like, like people just sort of wanted, just think they wanted her. Like Verhoeven said the reason why he wanted her for for Fatal Instinct was because she was so Jekyll and Hyde. I mean,
Mm.
5 minutes for she was like a pit bull, like
That makes
first five
sense.
minutes, you could go ahead and pet her, and the next 5 minutes you're taking her off your throat.
Oh, that's how she was with Verhoeven and Total Recall as well. Remember, she's in
Hmm.
Total Recall, and that was
Yeah,
Verhoeven, so it makes sense.
good girl fight there too. That was a badass girl fight. Uh, let's see. Yeah, yeah, she had a really damn, Al Car says, I was hoping Black Phillip was going to be on the panel.
Well, I
Uh,
can leave if I need to. If I'm not as good as Black Phillip, I can see myself out.
I think Al wants to come up there, and I want to see a Clash of Titans between
Hmm.
Black Phillip and a bat. That's what I want to see. I want to see a fight between Black Phillip and the bat. I am actually supposed to be on. I think my date got moved. I was supposed to be going on Al's show on the 7th, but I think I heard him say they moved me.
Mm.
So I'm supposed to be going on Al's channels in December sometime. Um, and we're gonna be watching. I think we're watching a silent movie.
Oh, okay. The
It's
the Mel Brooks movie, silent movie, or you're watching a silent movie?
a silent movie.
Okay.
Al
Yeah,
has
let's
done
see.
a lot of great silent movies on his channel. I
Okay.
found a Kino Lorber. I found a Kino Lorber collection of silent films at my library.
Hmm.
Uh, Thank God, the library saves my ass. Um,
Yeah. Well, what did you say? The 7th? I think that's my Adam Marcus interview. Yeah, I got to
uh,
get a hold of him. I just I just
but you're going to.
emailed Lauren Marie Taylor to make sure that's still a go. I'm gonna see
Yeah,
about that.
I gotta ping my first two guests next week. Let them know that. Hey, we're gone next week.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I know. I haven't been on here for so long. It's like, what do I do? How do I do it?
Mhm.
And Barb's gonna come hang out with me on the 16th.
Oh, really? What you got going on the 16th?
I don't know. We're just gonna. She's gonna come over and hang out with 8 questions. So I'm
Oh,
sure there'll be.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
think there's gonna be.
I didn't know it was an 8 questions. Oh shit, that's awesome. She didn't tell me. Oh,
Uh,
I haven't talked to her over the Thanksgiving
oh,
weekend, but that's
we did this
awesome.
afternoon. We did. We I watched her premiere, and she was doing she's doing the remake.
Yeah,
Top
she
remake.
sent me a screenshot. I was when I was taking my nap because I was sick, and she said, here's the premiere. Me and Patrick are bullshitting in the chat, so she sent me a little screenshot of you guys talking. That's cool that you're having her on.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
Yeah.
We're talking about the great remakes too. Um, I can't wait to sink our teeth into the silent movies.
Hmm.
Because I've been he's been doing it, and I'm going like, man, I haven't seen a silent movie since forever and a day. And then I found that collection, and I was like, man, this is the library delivers again.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, let's see. We got to get a bunch of signatures to make Funko Pop make that Black Phillip figure. Yeah, man, are they closing shop?
I think so. I know their stock dropped big time. Yeah, I think that fad has finally gone away.
So Funko Pops are they're going out through the door. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It
Wow.
happens all the time. It's like remember Beanie Babies, Cabbage Patch Dolls. They all have their little 5-year window, and then they're gone.
Beanie Babies are still with us.
My
Uh, um,
daughter just got a couple, but you remember when they were all crazy? Everyone was
oh my
crazy
God,
about them.
yes.
It was nuts.
What was worse? What was worse, the Cabbage Patch doll or the Beanie Babies?
Cabbage Patch Dolls because it was adults trampling other adults to get to them.
Yeah, it was really bad. That was really bad.
Beanie Babies was bad, but when if nothing got violent other than say like
I
Cabbage
saw a
Patch
few
Dolls,
fights.
well, or the Tickle Me Elmo when that was big, parents fighting in the stores for that for their kids.
Well, you know what they are now. You know what they're fighting for now, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Pokemon cards.
They're still fighting over Pokemon cards.
Oh,
Jeez,
yeah,
Pokemon was big when I was in high school, dude, and I graduated in '99. I can't believe it's still
yeah,
that big.
yep. Uh, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. All those cards are just they're just people. There's so many videos of people going inside card shops stealing them.
Hmm.
At Target, they got. I remember this when I played when I this happened to me when I was 20, 25 years old. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hmm.
People would come inside the stores with scales and were weighing the packs because they're looking for the special cards because they added more weight to the card. So they're sitting there
Wow.
seeing. Yes, they're still doing that
That's
today.
nuts. That's nuts.
Ta-
Well, I
Target.
remember I remember when Magic the Gathering was big, and then it disappeared for quite some time, but now it's back again. Like everybody plays it. Doctor Redacted, the deathmatch wrestler. I don't know if you were there for that interview, but that's what he does when he's not, doing the death matches. He just likes to play Magic with his friends. That's all he does. He's just a big nerd, big geek like
Uh,
that.
See, we'll figure out a day. Yeah, Alfred, definitely do that. Definitely do that. We're gonna have to do. Oh, that's right. Santos the wrestler first.
Oh, El Santo,
El
those movies are a
Santo.
blast, dude.
I was gonna retire on Beanie Babies and Chrome comics from the '90s. Didn't quite work out that way though. Pokemon is bigger than ever. And shit, so is Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic. I think
Yeah, man.
Magic did it. They did a crossover with Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Just
Man,
recently.
yeah, I don't know how it did, but
It's
yeah,
gone really well because I'm Facebook friends with Doctor Redact, and he's just posting all Magic stuff when he doesn't have a show to do. He's just him and his girlfriend. They're just always going to places because he's in the Chicago area. They're always going to like get-togethers and stuff like that just to play Magic with other Magic fans. It's huge.
yeah, it's
Really
crazy.
made a big comeback.
Let's see. Al says haven't done the new one though. Have you done? The not for.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, he hasn't done. I want to do it with Al. I want to do a Nightwings watch along. Did you ever see that one from 1979 with David
Mm-mm.
Warner?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, you did not. Oh my gosh, that
Mm-mm.
movie's so much fun.
Nosferatu. I've
Uh,
seen the original Nosferatu. The silent one, wasn't a fan, but I don't think silent films are for me. I saw Herzog's Nosferatu, and I thought that one was really good. And I made it about halfway through Eggers, and I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this, and I just haven't returned to it.
Um, So we're talking about you came with a good idea. You said you have a good idea for us for Sharks and Schlock. I certainly
Okay.
hope it involves us taking on some new people and because we want to help people discover fine quality schlock and shark films. We're all about that. We're not the type of guy. We're not the bottom of the bucket guy saying watch this really bad movie, because you and I, we have
We look for
excellent
the
taste.
fun. We look for the
Yes,
fun,
right.
the
Um,
entertainment. Well,
as well
what,
as yeah,
go ahead.
you definitely found it in Puppet Master too. That's right. Nightwings, never heard of it, but I've seen it on YouTube. So I'll watch it. Yeah, Nightwings is fun, man. That's an amazing movie. Um, they had Catherine Harold in it. Catherine Harold.
Well,
Yeah,
my idea is because I've always had fun, even when you made me watch shit like Sharks of the Corn and the stupid stuff, stupid. I always had fun doing them. You know what I mean? Because it was a fun collaboration with you, and that's what you do with your friends. You kind of poke the bear, you kind of bust their balls, kind of torture them with movies. When you're YouTubers and stuff like that. And then me, after I've been on YouTube 10 years, I've just kind of lost the passion of just doing like solo uploads. Like I don't really want to
yeah,
do it anymore. I'm really digging the interviews, which Patrick will be on sometime in January. We're gonna get him on. That'll be a lot of fun. And I love my show with Melissa. I like
yeah.
collaborating more because what else can I do? Like, okay, here's Terminator 2. This is what I think about it. You know what I mean? And then I thought to myself, if I just want to focus on the interviews and the show with Melissa, I'm like, you and I really still liked doing Sharks and Slock. So I
Oh,
thought,
I love it. I love it.
and lots of times, when we're busy, I was moving and we had this and that, and I've been sick. We always want to pick like 4 weeks and then we wait like 6 months. We don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
I thought it would be fun if you and I can maybe do a once a month live stream collaboration, 1 month on my channel, 1 month on your channel. We still do the shared playlist like we did. And we pick one movie that's a shark movie, one movie that's a schlock movie. We both have to watch them. So we both have to watch both films. And then we just live stream about it, discuss the good, the bad, the very, very ugly. And then we just move on from there. I think it would be a fun way to that way we don't have to do the solo uploads, the solo reviews. We can bounce off each other because you and I have fun busting each other's
Yeah,
balls at times. And I think
collaborations
then,
are the best.
yeah. So I think
Yeah, it
maybe
really is the best.
that way there's not a huge commitment. I think once a month, kind of like when we tried to do the Hallmark movie and a lot of things just fell through. You know what I mean? This way you
Man,
and I can.
we can even do that too, man. We can even surprise people, and they don't know what they're gonna get. But
So that,
I like the Sharks and Schlock though. I
yeah.
definitely like that, and
And
I'm
here
all into that.
and here's the rule: we can revisit since this is a live stream. We can revisit old choices. So if you want to be a dick and make me watch Sharks of the Corn or a Ouija Shark, that's fine. But you have to watch it as well, and
Oh,
then vice versa. So if
well,
that means if
I'm
I
always
want to be
watching those.
if I want to be a dick and make you rewatch that Leprechaun's game, that means I have to sit through it as well. So you got to keep
Yeah,
that in mind when
yeah,
picking your choices.
man. I don't
So
think anybody can.
I think say like in January we'll do Sharks and Schlock. You'll pick the shark movie, I'll pick the schlock.
All
February,
right.
I'll pick the shark, you pick the schlock. So we each month we switch categories to keep it fresh, keep it fun, but we can revisit things that we've done before. So if you want me to watch that fucking Bigfoot versus Megalodon 2, that's fine, but you have to watch it as well.
And the thing is, too, is I think we could even do something like this too, because people are gonna see us suffer, right? They're gonna see us
Mhm.
suffering. They're gonna come on in here, they're gonna clown on us, like,
And that's fine.
look at you, you had to watch Sharks of the Corn. Well, you know what?
Yeah, Patrick,
I got,
you had to rewatch Big Ball and ha ha ha. Yeah.
guess what? I got something for you fuckers out there in the chat room. Just gonna clown on me and Eric. We challenge anybody to grab a partner and come on down and match your favorite short
Well,
movie and your schlock with
well,
ours.
see what I thought what we could do is we can like sometimes have a monthly guest. Like I Barb likes fun schlocky movies. I thought maybe if her schedule allows it, because she's getting into live streaming too, she's going to be doing that. If she's busy one or ugh, she's not busy one weekend on a month. Here are two movies. Here's a shark movie. Here's a schlock movie. If you would like to join us in this live stream to tell us your opinions, she's welcome. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I only
Say
want
yeah.
to. I only want to do it with people that want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
people that'll be there and just be the fucking the Grinch the whole time. Like, if it's not your thing, just tell us it's not your thing.
Uh,
If you want
yeah.
to join us, please join us. But
So
my only rule
so
is you're
yeah,
100% on it.
we don't want to sit there bring out a classic movie like like Leprechaun's Game and then turn around to our guest there and says, well, this is my favorite Leprechaun movie ever, but I haven't seen it in 20 years, so I can't really offer anything to say
Exactly.
anything to say.
You
I
have to
mean,
watch.
we
You
wouldn't
have
want
to
it,
watch
we
the
wouldn't
film.
want that to happen to us again.
Right.
Sharks of the Corn for Life. Alucard throwing
Nope.
it.
Nope.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Many silent movies on YouTube. All right. I did not know that.
The tough thing with the silent movies on YouTube is sometimes they don't have the original music.
No.
So, and if you don't have a certain type, because that's what I first tried to watch the original Nosferatu, and it didn't have the original music. It was upbeat and weird and goofy, and it didn't fit. And then I had to search. Actually, I had to search for the original version. So,
Let's see. Let's see. Silence on for everyone, but once you get hooked, it's so cool. There's our good friend Steve and Lucas Boy coming on in saying hello. Professor's. Oh my God. Have y'all seen Popeye's Revenge? No, but now that I just got done reading that, I'm sure I will be.
yeah, hey, you never know what we're going to be watching in January, my friend.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
also one called Shiver Me Timbers. There's also one called Popeye the Slayer Man. So there's three killer Popeye movies out there, all on Tubi, Patrick.
Well, don't forget. I already suggested Bikini Shark.
Hey,
So
you gotta watch Bikini Shark too, though.
You know me. I love shark movies. That's what everybody keeps telling me. I love shark movies. The cheesier, the better. But I just because look at me. I mean, I'm the one that gave you Wheezy Shark and still one of the greatest rants ever.
Well, thank you.
That's right.
And see, I think this would be fun. I think this would be fun. Like if we have a situation where it's something like a Ouija shark for me or big balling for you, that one's tough. We can now have someone to play off of. You know what I mean? If we do it through a live stream, I think that would be more fun. We would have an interactive chat.
They probably shut down our chat within 5 minutes after we started being balling.
So I thought that would be something you'd be interested in, a way to keep the Sharks and Slot going and keep it going all year round. You know what I mean?
Right. And they're always delivering schlock and never hurting for shark movies.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, that means I could pull out my weather movies. Oh,
You can do whatever.
I love tornado movies.
Yeah, if you want to do Night of the Twisters or something like that, absolutely.
I either watch bad shark movies or I watch tornado movies on Tubi.
I think the Asylum will be getting a lot of attention from us going forward, Patrick.
Yeah, but now does anything go, or are we going to have limitations?
Anything goes for the first handful of months. We'll say anything goes, and then if we need to put our foot down, we got to have a legitimate reason why, not just because like if you want to make me continually watch Polonia movies, I'll do it. But if we're at like fucking June, and I'm like, okay, no more Polonia movies for the rest of the year, or something like that.
We can hear it going, Uncle. Oh, hey, Luke is here, man. You know what? I think Luke does he does a hangout with a partner.
Okay.
Man, maybe we could actually
Hook it
throw
up.
down the gauntlet. We'll
Set it
throw
up.
down the locket. I want to do Doc Kaiju. Doc is you're still in here. Of course, the Bat. Of course, me and the Bat, we might have to team up together because we're the Bat and the Cat.
Well, we don't have
But
to, and we don't have to do teams. It could just be a get together discussing the films too. You know what I mean?
see, the professor says he can recommend Popeye's Revenge. That's good news for you, Eric.
Hey, you know what? I got him in my Tubi queue for a reason. You know, I I'm not, just because a movie sounds stupid doesn't mean it is. You got to watch it first.
No, no, actually, yeah. There's been a lot of there's actually been a oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I got about halfway through, a little over halfway through it. I still got to finish it, but I got to tell you, man, some of these movies, you don't go in expecting anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I tuned on Donald Farmer's movie, his new movie called Debbie Does Demons. Now, honestly, yes, it's definitely a Donald Farmer movie.
Okay,
Um,
wait, okay, but before you get into it, what does that mean that it's a Donald Farmer movie? You know me, I don't really know directors.
it's he's low budget,
Okay,
but he has an eye.
okay,
He can actually spot some really good actresses. He really
okay,
can. His movies are low budget, so he has to. Let's see. Lucas is his live stream partner. Oh shit, man! I want to find some dog movies like The Pack or the Richard Crenna movie. There was one called Hellhounds on. They came out on TV.
jeez.
Oh
And then we'll bring
yeah,
in the cat movies, and we might as well
uh,
watch Strays and all that other stuff too. But hey,
yeah. That
you
could
never
be it.
know. I haven't seen Scott. I haven't seen Strays since I was a freaking, oh god, in
Maybe
elementary school or middle school.
If Stephen Lucas Boy can sponsor it. We have a word from our sponsor. Um, but yeah. So I'm watching Debbie's Demons, and that's Jessa
Mm-hmm.
Daisy and Jessa Flux, Jessa Jupiter, I guess. So she's pretty much naked in it the whole movie. Okay,
Yeah.
but okay, I'm like okay, but our girl Morgan, who's been on the show a couple of times, Morgan
Okay.
Thompson Malone, that girl has skills. She is being truly wasted. I mean, in some of these movies, I mean, you just watch her delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Like one, she knows her script. I know it's funny. The script, really? Yeah, the
Yeah.
script, and she memorized it.
Mm-hmm.
And her speaking, I mean, it's like I'm sitting there. It's like putting a hand, it's like putting your. I don't mean this to offend Donald, but it's like putting your hand in a pile of pig slop and bringing out a diamond. It's like
Hey,
it's rough. It's rough, but man, it's worth it because you're gonna find
that's
something really interesting.
hey, that's why I always say it's like Andy Dufresne. You got to dig through the miles and miles of crap to get to the good stuff on the other side. And
It's one of those.
sometimes you can find that. You really can. You just gotta, put your feet down, watch the movie, and then you know what?
Mhm.
There could be a shining light in that little bit.
I was just so impressed with her role in it. The way she did her delivery. And I got a movie coming up here where I'm going to challenge you for the Ouija Shark rant title because
Mm-hmm.
it's getting closer. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be watching a review in Wasilla for Dollar Theater,
What the hell?
and I,
What?
I can't wait.
Wadzilla?
Waspzilla, uh,
Waspzilla?
yeah, giant wasp, and they go around, they kill people.
Ah,
It got made for like 27 cents. I'm not even kidding you. It's so bad.
Did
It's
you already
so
do
it's
the?
so
Did you already film your review?
no,
Not
I
yet.
haven't done the review yet, but it's getting up there. I've already watched the movie, but
Okay.
I'm going to review it, and I can't wait to go to town.
Oh,
It just really made me angry. The director's just it's just he's a hack. I'm being
see, I see.
polite as
That's the
possible.
not even Big Ballin' made you angry. You were just kind of
No,
disgusted with how bad it was. That says something.
no, I'm angry. I'm angry at this. Um, yeah, I watched
Dude.
Queen Malvolia. I watched Queen Malvolia yesterday. and
Mm-hmm.
she's doing her 8th season. I watched Jennifer, her real name Jennifer. I watched her, and same thing. Whenever I watch her films, I love them because I
Mm-hmm.
love her. I think she's tremendously sweet, but it makes me physically angry that I just feel like someone took
She's
advantage of her
yeah,
and just ruined her and ruined her had a chance to have a really good career.
yeah,
And because I see her every year, she's always like a lot of the filmmakers. She's looking for money to create. And I see her just like trying to find the money. Trying to
yeah.
find it. It's like I think you would have if you would have got if someone that took advantage of you and
Mm-hmm.
put you in a ton of god awful fucking movies. I think you would have had a chance to have a really good career. She's a classically trained actress, and she got stuck working for Dustin Ferguson.
See, that reminds me a lot about a lot of these independent wrestlers that I interview and talk to. You know what I mean? They hire them for the name, and then sometimes they don't pay them afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They stiff them, or they'll give them, "Oh, sorry, I only have this much. I know you destroyed your body tonight for and we did great, bringing in the crowd, but sorry, this is all I got." You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
That's
they just
exactly how I feel.
they abuse them for the name, and then they know that these certain wrestlers, they'll be professional and do the job, but then they get shafted afterwards.
And the sad thing is, 2 weeks later, if the promoter calls up, most likely or not, they'll go back.
Yep.
That's what kills me.
Like we
Uh,
said, an actor's got an act, a wrestler's got to wrestle. You know what I mean? If they don't have a
yep.
contract, that's their livelihood. Got to put food on the table.
And let's see, Dominic just came in here, and
Hey,
he's working hard on his own movie. I can't wait to see how it turns out. I know he's going to shoot he's going to be doing a short film here shortly.
nice.
Um, so how was your let's see, I must have missed this from Al. Sharks on the corn for life.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope.
That's what Al
Nope.
that's what Al said. He says
Nope, nope, nope. I love and respect Al. I will defend to the death his right to say that, but I think he is 100% raw.
you know what I like to do, even though he'll probably see this and go like, oh, he'll probably see this and go like, there's no way you're doing that. But wouldn't it be nice to just I like to bring back Mike just to come back and have him do Maniac one more time with me.
Well, that's not going to happen,
I,
dude. That's not going to
I
happen.
want to see what he would bring to the party.
I don't couldn't
That's what
tell
I
you,
like to see.
but that's not going to happen. If he's never
No,
going to watch Maniac again, and I know after that he won't give the original a chance. I've never seen the original either, though, and I don't really want to because it just feels like a grimy, disgusting movie, just
yeah,
gross for the sake of being gross. Because the time it
yeah,
came out, and they tried to do it was like still the exploitation stuff. I'm not big on that. Like I told
no,
Melissa, like me and Melissa, we have some parameters on our show. Like for me, no sexual abuse revenge movies. For her, no like animal torture, stuff like that. So I've gone through like all the stuff on Facebook and I've removed like the request for that because we're not going to do that. I'm not going to put Melissa through some stuff, and I will watch it if she really is interested in a movie. Like I don't see like example. I don't ever see her wanting to watch Last House on the Left, but
oh
she's
God,
a new but I just using it as an example. Bear with me, but she's a newbie to horror. You know what I mean? It has its place in horror history. If she wanted to, I would, but I'm not going to force her. Like I felt bad making her watch Carrie with the pig scene. You know what I mean? Because
mm,
I've seen it so many times, it wasn't as long as I remembered. And then when I saw it, I don't know if you ever saw our Carrie episode, but I'm like, I felt bad for her having to watch that scene because she's such an animal lover. So like, I want her to see Candyman, but there's that scene with the dog. You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah.
like, no, I want her to see John Carpenter's The Thing. There's the scenes with the dog. So you know what I mean? Those are situations her and I will
We
really have to
watched
sit down and discuss.
we
So
watched Spring last weekend on the IFC show. That was the first time we've done a non-IFC show. Ben wanted to show us, and the movie actually turned out to be rather. It actually turned out to be rather sweet.
mm,
It actually turned out to be rather tender. But there is a scene where the monster gets a kitty, And so I had to tell Bennett, well,
Mm,
dude, man,
yeah,
your movie killed a kitty. I mean, I said, oh, it's all right. I'm gonna be looking for one of those corgi ones for you, and
yeah. And I understand we can't, we don't always know everybody's limits type of thing. That's the chance you do take with collaboration. But Barb, she sent me a website. It's called doesthedoggydie.com. And it tells you if there are uh, animal deaths in the film. So you can use that. And if there are, it tells you the timestamp so you can skip it type of thing. So
Dominic just said this too. He says, I know Dustin. What can I say about him? He's very egotistical, dude. That guy is the fucking worst director on the planet.
Ferguson,
Oh my God, yes.
you
He makes
sent me
Polonium
one.
look.
You sent
He
me
makes.
one. That was the Silent Night, Bloody Night 2. And
Uh,
it wasn't as bad as the reputation you've given him, but
no,
that's
it's.
because 2/3 of that fucking movie was just clips of the original. So it's not
Yeah.
like I really had anything to compare.
I'll send you. So I'll send you one where you can just sit there and go like. But no,
Save
he
it.
is.
Say
Yeah.
save it for our Sharks and Slack. You can
Yeah.
finally get me. But you remember you got to watch it too.
Oh, we will never be watching Dustin Ferguson. I will never watch a Dustin Ferguson movie if I can help it.
That bad. Okay,
Not
you know
not
what?
not even not even not even a fun.
If you don't want to do it for if you don't want to do it for fun, if you
no.
send me one, and I won't review it because like I said, unless maybe I do a short for you. But you send me a Dustin Ferguson movie, and I'll watch it.
I really would, if I would actually say it to his face too. You're the worst director I've ever seen. I have never seen anybody worse than you.
Worse than
Louis,
Polonia,
oh my God, he makes Polonium look like Scorsese.
really.
I'm not, yes.
That says
Mark
it
is
because you
not
know
that,
you know
Mark
how
is
much
not,
I fucking hate Polonia, like his films.
oh my God, I mean, I tell you what, you watch Dustin Ferguson, you'll end up liking Polonia. I promise you.
Wow.
I promise you.
Is
He's the
Dustin
worst.
worse than that chick who did the Leprechaun movie I made you watch?
Well, she's there. She's the UK's version of Dustin. She's the worst. She's the
Okay.
female version of Dustin Ferguson. And I was talking to one of my other guests recently,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows who Louisa Warren was. I made a reference to it in our interview, and it made
Uh-huh.
her laugh. It made her laugh. So we talked about it after off camera, and she knows exactly who Louisa Warren is, and had a chance to try to work with her, and she said that she is a pig. PIG.
Wow.
Yep, she says she is a pig,
That
and
says something because when you interview your actors and actresses, they're independent for most of it, right? We could say that.
yeah,
And this is why I always tell the wrestlers beforehand. I said, now I know you guys. There's certain things you can't say because you don't want to lose a possible booking. Well, if an independent actor says the wrong thing about somebody, they could probably lose jobs too. The fact that an independent actress said that Louisa Warren was a pig, that says something. If she wasn't afraid to say that.
no, no,
Wow.
and I say it I say it all the time too during an interview show, or if I'm doing a review. I don't mind calling saying it about Dustin Ferguson. I have no skin. I have no skin to lose. I mean, there's
Right.
nothing he can. I mean, I just sit there and say you suck, and your movie suck. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel sorry for all the old timers you get. I can't even imagine what you don't pay them. But
Hmm.
no, he is absolutely the worst director ever,
Wow.
and not even close.
All right. Well,
Not even close.
tonight, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go through Tubi before you go to bed and send me a screenshot or something that's on Tubi if of Ferguson's, and I'll give it a shot. And
He's
I'll give you an honest, short review.
it'll be short. Your review will be this, Patrick. Fuck you off.
Hey, I've
I
done those
guarantee.
before.
It says here, Dominic says Dustin Ferguson makes really bad films, but acts like a big time director.
Ah,
He made a fake New York billboard and claimed that it to be real. Yeah, he's just scum. He's
wow.
scum. No, nobody legitimate. I mean, if you want to, if you want to work your way around the set, like how a set works, and if you want to find out how to do a set, and or the do's and don'ts, if you want to see how not to act or how a movie's made right, that's when you go to Dustin Ferguson's set. You go there to see what not to do as an actor or a producer. You look at him and go like, okay, I see how he acts, I see what he says, I see how he conducts himself. I do everything that he does opposite.
Have you ever
Um,
interviewed somebody that's worked with him and brought him up in an
yeah,
interview?
yeah,
Really?
and it was Jennifer. It was Jennifer
Yeah.
Nagel, and she has nothing but love for him because because I guess he cast her. Here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
this was what really broke my heart. I mean, the
Uh-huh.
fact that she came there and she says, like she came up there and she said that he gave me a shot, when nobody else would.
Yeah.
Okay, so she came up with this great idea of Malvoya, whore hostess. Great idea. Great idea. I mean, everybody's always looking for the next Elvira. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
If you can find it. So here she is. She's got a great character. She's fun. And and she's classically trained. She's classically trained. So here she is. She's got a great gimmick. Classically trained actor, really good actress. And we talked in our interview, and how he used her in his movies as Malvoya.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, you don't want to do that. The character is being wasted.
Yeah.
It's being wasted in a really god awful film. Plus, you're working with Dustin Ferguson. Now I know how this works because, like I said, movies and music are not so far apart. They're
Right.
closer than people realize. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to like play with certain bands that don't fit your style, because
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to draw. And this is the same thing with Jennifer and Dustin. It's like his style of music, of movies is one thing, and your acting is another.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, is that casting directors, they look for one of the things they look for is what you've done with your headshot and your
Right.
resume.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that when Hollywood casting directors break out when you go and you apply for a movie, an audition for a movie, and they bring up your name and you're attached to a Dustin Ferguson movie, you can't tell me that your chances right there,
I,
to go anywhere further are done. As soon as
yeah.
they see Dustin Ferguson, you're done.
Wow.
Doesn't matter how good of an actor you are. As soon as they bring up, you've seen what you worked with him,
Mm-hmm.
you're done. You're done.
Guilty by association. Yeah.
Yeah. They think they equate your talent with his. Like, wow, this is the type of movie that she's allowed herself to be in. This is the type of script that she's talking to. I
I
mean, it's
get it.
like, how can I advance her to, how can I take her seriously when
Right.
this is the kind of, and that's what I mean that made me physically angry, is because I'm sure that's happened to her many times, because she is a very creative, she's a great creative, and she's a good actress. And you can't tell me that she can't get roles in some of these independent films.
Yeah.
Really? I mean,
And
really?
she's loyal to a fault too. You know, if he gave her break, she probably feels like she owes it to him
Yeah.
to constantly,
And I would be the first
answer
thing
the
to
phone.
tell
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I'd be the first one to tell her, it's like, you're so much better than that. I would even go so far as to tell her, look, you've done enough. I would take those off. I wouldn't even tell anybody that you've done those movies. I would
Mm,
never do that. I cut
wow.
them all off. I just would. I think when you bring that, when you bring that to the party, the casting directors are going to, casting directors have told me this off camera. I don't know if you've done a casting director yet, but I've had people
Not
who've done
yet.
casting director, and they'll sit there and say, one of the things they look at is your resume, is who have you worked with, on
Yeah.
the level of movies you worked with. And it's like, and that's what really frustrates to me. It's like when I was talking about Morgan earlier, it's like, I love Donald Farmer. I think he's got a great eye, and I think he's got a tremendous heart. And anybody who doubts that needs to watch the interview that I did with him. Um, and you'll see that the man has heart. He really does. He really cares for people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his story about Dana Plato, it's
Mm,
fucking heartbreaking. It's
yeah.
fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got people out there who want to help out, and they know they don't have the budget. Like Donald knows his movies don't have budgets. He's
Mm-hmm.
just one of those ones that does a GoFundMe, not GoFundMe, but a Kickstarter. He's
Yeah.
just
Or
trying to get two or three
Indiegogo.
thousand.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. He's just trying to get $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000. I mean, Dominic knows about fundraising and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
he's just trying to get a little bit of money to make his movie. So
Wow.
he knows his limitations.
Mm-hmm.
But still, he finds good actresses and actors to work the movie. To sit there and say, just because I have a $5,000 budget doesn't mean I have a $5,000 cast, or $500 cast. I could have a fucking $50,000 cast for my $5,000 movie.
Well, look at all the people Uwe Boll gets. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He's
Yep.
had Christian Slater, he's had Steven Dorff, he's had Tara Reid, he's had Jason Statham, he's had Ron Perlman. You know what I
Yep.
mean? He's had a lot of names that were
A
like
lot of them.
Jason Statham was becoming real big at the time. Ron Perlman's always been a name. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's something behind this guy if he can get these people to work for them. These names, but then again, though,
I, I don't hear anybody.
Uwe doesn't want to make a shit movie.
No.
Uwe puts the effort into it.
See, that's one thing people really like when people like I said, this is an old one, but man, when people talk about Yui Boa, or even Adam, look at Adam. He gets all that hate for Jason Jason Goes to Hell. You and I will be locked arms on that hill fighting to
Oh
the
yeah,
death. Any
it's a
fucker
fucking
that
great
comes
movie.
wants to,
It's a great movie.
yeah, you want to come up and challenge us about
Yeah,
Jason Goes to Hell? We're right here. We're not going anywhere. We'll
it's
talk to you
just a
about all
fun
day long.
movie. It's
It's a
just a fun
great
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
it's a it's a it's one of the better Friday the 13th movies for sure.
it's
It
got
really
it's got the most fun cast.
definitely.
It's got shootouts in a diner. It's got some of the best kills, some of the best makeup effects. You know what I mean? And we said it with Adam. People were like, well, people are mad that Jason's in it, and Adam's like, no, no, no. People are mad that the hockey mask isn't in it. That's their problem, because it's just a fun freaking movie, and
Oh, definitely.
that's what I've always loved about Adam. Adam, he won't pull punches. He's like, yeah, this didn't work. This didn't work, but you know what? It is what it is. He knows that his movie has mistakes, but you know what? It's still a
20,
freaking fun roller coaster ride.
22 years old. 22 people. I think and I think a lot of people just don't realize that it's like he's 22 years old when he made that movie. That was his very
Yeah.
first feature film.
Yep.
Who comes out who comes out who comes out of that? Who comes out and hits a home run the first time out? I mean, I really truly don't understand. I mean,
At
I
that
know
age.
I know three people that I know that have hit home runs the first time out that I could think of top of my head. Keith Thomas with The Vigil, Ashleen Clark with The Devil's Doorway, Liam Gavin with The Dark Song. But it's three. That's three. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many directors I've seen, first time directors, and they don't. It's bumpy. It's
Hmm.
absolutely bumpy, and it's like, okay, I get it. It's
Yeah.
bumpy. All right. Well, that's but to come out there and hit a home run the first time out, that is so. That is
It's like this. Well, think of this. Look at how much pressure he had. He was 22 years old. It's his first film. It's the ninth film in a popular franchise. It's a new production company. You know what I mean? So he had a lot of this, and that's why I like watching all these like documentaries about the making of it. I still can't wait for that documentary to come out. He says it's going to come out by Christmas. I just got my email, so they're doing all the pressings and stuff like that. But he says he just wanted it to be a fun time.
and it was for me.
He just wanted everything to be a fun time making it, and he always hoped that people had fun time watching it. And that's why I said that it's the best characters. You had, Steven, who is trying to do right, with his ex and be the father. You have Creighton Duke, who's one of the most charismatic and fun characters ever in a horror movie. I will fight somebody. And then you have the Joey B and Shelby, the couple that runs the diner. The big boisterous woman, and her husband's
That's
just
right.
little
That's
tiny
right.
guy, Leslie Jordan. It's just so much fun, and people are just
I
pissed. People are just pissed, and it gets me. They're pissed that Jason's hardly in the movie, but they'll fucking love on part 5, where he ain't in the fucking movie at all, and hallucinations
right.
don't count.
Right.
So see, now
Right.
you're just being picky with your hatred. If you don't
Yeah.
like something, that's
Yeah.
fine,
They don't.
but
I mean,
don't
it's
hate
like
it. don't
That's
hate
what
on a
cracks me
movie.
up when the same people will say that shit about he wasn't here, he wasn't in the movie, he was like a spirit, or it's like, what the fuck do you think Freddy Krueger is?
Yeah.
I
Or,
don't see fucking Freddy during the day.
or
I
what
don't
was,
see him. He's not a day walker.
Dominic says right there they care more about Jason in the hockey mask. Well, guess what? That's what kind of pisses me off, because you have these people that hate on Jason Goes to Hell because he's physically Jason 10 minutes in the movie, but they love Friday the 13th Part 5 where it was the fake Jason. Jason's not in that movie. So you're going to hate one movie
And he wasn't in the first movie.
where he's barely
He
in
wasn't
it.
in the fucking first movie.
Yeah, but you're gonna praise Part 5. Oh, it had good kills. Jason Goes to Hell had great kills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jason Part 5 had titties. Have you not seen Jason Goes to Hell? That's got some of the most nudity and hardcore sex in the franchise.
Hell
You know what
yeah.
I mean? They're picking and choosing. You know, and it's just eye rolling. Like I'm waiting for my eyes to go back into my fucking skull. I'm eye rolling so much.
The venom. It's the venom that they say it with, and they're just following the crowd. It's like, if you got them one-on-one, you sit there and say, well, now tell me, here we are in the situation here.
Yeah.
Tell me really what really bothers you about that movie. And I tell you, 90% of the slappies would be still sitting here, trying to come up with at least one answer, because there isn't many. I mean, if you look at Friday the 13th, the first one, it's Mrs. Voorhees. It's not even real. Jason's not even in the damn movie at all.
Yeah, because the end's a dream sequence. Victor Miller said that's not Jason; it's a dream when he jumps out of the lake, so that doesn't count.
So I mean, if you're gonna hate, he's not in the. Well, fuck. Well, like you said, Jason 5, not in the movie. Jason, the first Friday the 13th, the one that sets the table, not in the movie. So we're gonna hate on both those movies with as much passion as we do Jason. It's just like it's just something I think people lop onto because they want to be part of an crowd.
I think it's because it gets some clicks. It's clickbait. It's clickbait.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. We're YouTubers. We understand clickbait. But if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna hate on something, have legit reasons why.
Yeah, that's all I ask. I mean,
like we have someone that we don't talk to anymore. You can put 2 and 2 together. He's around the Arizona area, a Wild Eye fanatic. You can put 2 and 2 together. He would hate on me because I loved the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, and he would pick it apart. He's like, that's not even a boiler room. It's an electric factory. I'm like, no one gives a fucking shit. You're just trying to rile people up now. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, they're talking about that with Barb. We're talking about we're talking about the remakes, and I threw down this one, and I said, they're talking about about that, and I said, I would put the Friday the 13th remake, I would take that one over the original Friday the 13th. I think it's a better movie.
I don't know if I go that far, but that's just me. But that's just because I hate the characters. I just hate the characters.
Well, I didn't hate them all. I mean, but you had to love Trent because
I
Trent
fucking hate Trent. No, he's the wrong type of bad guy.
But here's an example.
Here's an example. Yeah, but here's the thing, Patrick. It's like I always go back to Part 7. Part 7. I don't know if you remember that one. That's the one with the girl with telekinesis, and you had Melissa, the blonde, the rich bitch. You know what I mean? She was so bitchy that when she finally got that axe to the head, you're like, yes, she finally gets it. Trent is so offensively bad that when he gets it, I don't care. I'm just like, good, because he's gone. It's not a fist pumping moment to me. I think he did his job a little too well, if that makes sense. But that's just me. I think he was too good of an asshole that I just didn't want him in the movie. And he was on it too much.
I think that's a very nice compliment to him. I think it's a really great compliment.
He did his job. But I think he did too good of a job. And I just wanted him gone. I wanted him gone.
I think Derek Mears was absolutely fantastic.
He was fantastic, Jason. He was a great Jason.
I'm thinking to myself, going, man, see, that's what we talked about with me and Al when we did our retrospective on Friday the 13th. We talked about Jason's intelligence. Like,
he's not dumb.
You have to talk about it. Because he's a very smart man. He's very smart.
I've always told people.
I felt like Go
always
ahead.
told people he's not mentally handicapped. His
No.
face is deformed, but he's not mentally handy. He's all there. He plans shit out. He hides bodies. He plays with his food. You know what I mean? He's an intelligent guy. If he can live in the woods for fucking 30 years in a shack, there's something there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People just
Mm-hmm.
assume because his face is deformed that he's not mentally capable. No, he's a smart guy. If you watch it, like he knows what he's doing. Like the part in part 3 when he raises his mask, he's doing it just to make Chris upset. You know, it is you, and he's having fun. He's enjoying what he's doing. He's a smart guy. People just overlook that.
I like intelligent horror. I mean, that's the thing. I do like intelligent horror, and that's, and that's why reason why that's the reason I like Friday the 13th. I mean, I like the whole series. It's my favorite.
Mhm.
It's my favorite slasher series, and there's a lot to talk about with it. I really, and I think, the whole point was Adam. I think Adam Marcus made his mark in the series.
Mhm.
I think it's other than the first four, because the first four Jason was alive, and then
Yeah.
and then the fantasy four, then after that the fantasy section. But as far as the fantasy section goes, I think Jason Goes to Hell is the best movie. I
Mhm.
like Jason X better, but Jason X, I mean, honestly, it's just so fucking cheesy, but I love it. It has my two final.
That needs
Has
to
my
be on
two
that
final.
needs to be on the poster, Patch. That needs to be on the poster. Jason
My
X
two favorite.
is
Yeah,
so fucking cheesy, but I love it.
I do. I mean, it has my two favorite final girls on there,
Okay.
in the whole series. Um, but I think honestly, I think Jason Goes to Hell is my favorite one. It's smart, and like you said, you have so many memorable characters in that movie. A lot
Mhm.
of memorable characters in that movie. Um, let's see, Jason Dominic's here. It says the so-called fans are really indecisive of what they say about Jason Goes to Hell. The true Jason fans are the ones who love Jason Goes to Hell, and every Friday film, Jason Goes to Hell is the most talked about. You know what? I have to sit there and say that might be the case too. It's like Halloween Ends. It's like Jesus Christ. You say Halloween Ends, you whisper it, and then watch everybody come running to it because everybody has something to say.
I am so
Uh,
fucking sick of that goddamn franchise. I'm so sick. I'm turning on YouTube or any type of social media, and I gotta see that dumb fucking William Shatner mask. I'm so sick of it.
well,
I was just telling people.
yeah,
I said, you guys know that John Carpenter did more than just that one movie, right? You guys know they like Snake Plissken, Jack Burton. He's created other characters. They Live with Roddy Piper. You know, he's done a lot more. Starman, I think is an underappreciated one,
Starman. Yeah.
but they just focus on Michael Myers, and I'm like, and then it's like a lot of people they'll shit on Jason Goes to Hell, but they love where the Halloween franchise going. Oh, it's stupid that Jason body hopped. Yeah, well, Michael Myers, he's doing this because some fucking cult of druids, look at the stars in the sky and are making him do this. I mean, come on, guys. You just the picking and the choosing. You
And the
know.
thing with the thing about Halloween, it's so fucking jagged. It's not streamlined. Friday the 13th is a streamlined series.
Mhm.
Everything fits together. I
Yeah.
mean, it goes the movies connect. There's no reboot, we're gonna bring back this star, we're gonna bring back this star, this star. It's none of that. It's
It's like
all
the fucking
seamless.
multiverse now, like Marvel. You have this timeline, and then you got this timeline. Well, now
Right,
let's bring back
right.
Jamie Lee Curtis, and these movies didn't exist. And then, but let's now jump to this movie. Okay, now we're gonna reboot it, but now let's bring back Jamie Lee Curtis again, and now these movies didn't exist. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a garbage fire. It really
Yeah, I
is.
mean, it truly is. It definitely is one of the worst run series
Oh God.
franchises. I mean,
Every movie does have, franchise has ups and downs. A lot of the Halloween, to me, it just goes. Then it's raised a little bit, and then
I think the people who hate on Adam, and I just feel like honestly I just can't respect that. I can't really respect anybody who claims to love the series that's going to turn around and just like and then can't offer a good reason why they don't like the movie.
what I don't like is, I'll say it because he said it on camera. People have wished death upon him for making the movie. Adam, remember? They said they wished They said they wished cancer on them. What type of person does that to another person because they made a movie you didn't like? Who's the one with
Yeah,
the problem?
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Seriously, you're gonna wish somebody gets that because they made a Jason movie that you didn't like?
yeah.
Stop it.
It's absolutely yeah, it's absolutely
It's another
it's
reason why I don't do YouTube that much anymore unless I'm collaborating with people I like because I'm just tired of it. I'm so frustrated. I can't deal with this is me saying it. I can't deal with the idiots. You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't do
I,
it
I
anymore.
I will say for sure that we've been really blessed to like the last year or so. At least I have seen. I haven't maybe I haven't been looking as much, but I mean I will say that I'm very pleased to see that people have been rather respectful toward the movies. I know that Chris Stuckman got nailed to the cross, but I think he sort of did that to himself. He had to know that was going to happen with
With
Shelby
what?
Oaks. Chris Stuckman, he was the film critic, and then he wasn't gonna, he got really well known because of those critics of his critiques, and then he said that he's not going to be passing out bad reviews anymore, and then he says because he's going to make his own movie. He
Mm,
made his movie, and people just they laid into it.
mm,
Um, yeah, they laid into him. I was like, why are you laying into this guy in this movie? Why? Did you not see who he cast in that movie? You dumb fucks.
mm-hmm,
Another great actress, Camille Sullivan. If he had the smarts to cast her,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give his movie everything I have as far as watchability. I want to see Shelby Oaks. If it's
Okay.
not all that good, I'm okay, but I think it's going to be so much better than than people are saying. I think a lot of them are just slappies. They didn't even know who Chris Stuckman was. They're
Mm-hmm.
just doing it for the clicks and likes. That's what really pisses me off too. And it's like, dude, did you look at the guy's cast list? Did you see who he cast in the movie?
Yeah.
He took the movie seriously. He put some thought behind it. He just didn't grab the first $10 million or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was and just make a movie to make it. He put some thought behind it.
Yeah.
Now, whether the movie's good or not, I still need to see it. But my confidence level in it is very high
Good.
because of who he cast. So I'm excited to see it. And Dominic's sitting there saying, they're laying into Chris Stuckman because a bunch of haters have hate hate for him for criticism on their favorite films. You know what?
That's what
So
I always say, dude. It's just a fucking movie. Patrick,
yeah,
you and we have similar tastes. We do. Now,
mhm.
would you really get upset if I didn't like a film that you did, or vice versa? Does it change your opinion of me? No, it's what I always say. I said that's the why we have taste buds. What's sweet to one guy is bitter to another.
Uh,
You
yeah,
like what you like.
exactly.
Who
Like
cares? Like I'd get disappointed if I told you, like, Patrick, I really like this movie and I want you to watch it, and then you're just like, I didn't like it. That would be like that, but it doesn't take away. It doesn't make me angry. Oh, you hated the movie I love, because then that means that's something wrong with you. And here, like I said, the people that wished stuff on Adam just because he made a movie that they didn't like. They're just movies, guys. Who fucking
yeah.
cares? They're just
Um,
movies.
I'm more of. I mean, I like Mark's movies, like Mark Maloney. We talk
Yeah.
about him a lot, and I like his movies because I think he's a nice guy. I think that
Mm-hmm.
part of it, he seems to be like a really nice guy, and he uses the same actors, and he's got no money, and it's like what you're gonna get when you watch a Polonium movie. You're gonna be entertained,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, it's like, wow, how can you go in there? I mean, you're acting like this is a fucking Marvel movie. The way people walk up to their first
Right.
movie, Ambulance Beyond Space. You don't take you can't take a movie like that serious. You
I've
just
always
it is what it is. Now, a movie like I think that I take serious, like Oddity or Swallow or something like that. Those serious movies, I do care a lot for those movies.
mm-hmm.
A lot of these movies, I just like I can understand them. I can
Mm-hmm.
relate to them. And like a Dark Song is my probably my favorite movie, and I
Mm-hmm.
can relate to it on a personal level.
Yeah.
I don't mind if people don't like that. I don't mind. But if they just come out there and they say, well, I can't watch that movie, or I don't like, I didn't like it. Did you watch it? What did you think of that scene? I'll throw out a couple of questions to see if you actually seen it.
Yeah.
More often than
Yeah.
not, people,
What did you
yeah,
not like about it? Oh, I just didn't like
yeah,
it. Well, what did you
yeah.
not
But you
like
know,
about it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
did
told
and
you, I thought, and you saw my review. I thought A Dark Song was great. I just didn't really like the ending. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
thought it didn't stick the landing, but I thought it was a great film overall. And it sticks with you if you've suffered loss. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It really sticks with you. That's why, Pet Cemetery, it's a weird comparison. That's why that one sticks with me too. I am a parent and I've suffered some loss. It makes you wonder, would you do that? Dark Song, would you do that? You'd consider
Yeah.
it. Even knowing the possible bad outcome, you'd still consider it.
Oof, man,
Yeah.
that's a tough one. That's
But
yeah.
you know what I
I think
mean.
about that.
When you
Yeah,
talk about the relatability, movies hit people differently. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't like it, you don't need to attack somebody who does like it, and vice versa. They're just movies, guys. Who cares? If you loved
well,
it, it's something you can return to again and again. If it's something you didn't like, you wasted 90 minutes. Big deal.
I think
You
what really
know?
gets me too when it comes down to reviewing is, and it's so funny too because it's so weird, especially seems like the last 6 months. See, Dominic says they are late. What really cracks me up about it is I've been watching a lot of people recently. They've been they're talking about certain movies, and a lot of movies are it seems like recently a lot of Shutter and IFC movies have been talked about a little bit more than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching that. I'm in a chat or a stream or something. I'll hear people start talking about it, and then you hear that dreaded phrase that just cracks me up when they sit there and say, "No one's ever no one ever talks about this movie." It's just like that's what that's what kills me when I hear people say that, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to sit there and say, actually, we have been talked about it. We talked about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's just that you were too busy over in the stream to understand what we're sitting over here talking about it in the Shutter stream. You're more. It was more important to be seen in the popular stream than it was to a small tuber doing a review or a deep dive like a Rusty does. Rusty's a good ISCer. Or what we do. Me, Ben, and Mary. We talk about those movies a lot, and then we'll hear someone on a more popular stream say, "No one ever really talks about that movie," and you just want to sit there and go like, "Hmm, "We do. Come on over."
Yeah.
I, that's what kills me. And the interviews. That's the other thing that kills me. Is like you go inside of a super popular stream, and here they are, thanking you for your super chat, 20 times over. Really helps the channel. Um, and you have like 40 or 50 slappies on a Monday night, and then they're talking about, wow, Scream is awesome, and it's like, there's somebody over there, talking to a stunt person, or talking to a makeup person, and it's like you don't even know it, or better yet, talking to a director. This is one of my favorite complaints was when Tom McLaughlin went on Steven's show,
Mm-hmm.
and absolutely nobody was there. There was like
Right.
three of us for
Mm-hmm.
the first time, and it's like, but you go over to that stream and you hear all these people talking about, yeah, man, Jason 5 was awesome, or Jason Lives was excellent. That's my favorite movie, and it's like, well, why the hell didn't you go over there and talk to the
The
man who made it?
director. Yeah.
Yeah, it kills me. It absolutely kills me. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right, Dominic. That's right. Um, let's see. I was not allowed on a YouTuber's channel again because I favored Jason Goes to Hell over Friday too. Jason's or Sackhead Jason.
That's
Just
stupid.
because I favored or like something more than film that person likes. That's completely insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's dumb. I mean, that's just dumb. That's not good for a following either, or making friendships. You like what you like. Again, that's why I just said, who cares? It's a movie.
Mhm.
You know, I can understand why people don't like Jason Goes to Hell. I really can. But, you know, getting pissed about it because someone prefers it over the final chapter, you know what I mean?
I only get
Who
pissed about it.
cares?
I only get pissed about it when I see people making cracks about Adam on a personal level.
Well, that's different. Yeah, you shouldn't go. You should never go personal. That's just
I mean,
dumb. If you don't like his movie, you don't
I've
like his
heard.
movie.
I mean, I've seen people make cracks at him and and chats, and I'll just sit there and it's like that's not going to ride with me, you know.
Yeah.
And I just remind him gently, gently. I'm not going to go bald out on him, but I'll just sit there and say he was only 22 when he made that movie.
Hmm.
22. What were you doing at 22?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll sit
It's
here and
a.
wait for something after.
That's just the way society is, man. You know, we know people that are just tough keyboard warriors, but then when you would get into their face, you know, they would back off. You know what I mean?
I don't mind if you don't like a movie. I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
look, everybody knows probably the one movie I hate the most, and I'm always, it's probably my calling card now, which I probably should change it up. But
Hereditary.
I hate Hereditary. I
Yeah.
just really, but I was talking to somebody else about it, and I'm going like, it was really, I said, what was really interesting to me though, is I think that if Ari Aster made the same movie today, it'd be light years better.
It's possible. So you know
Be
the thing
light.
is though. You know what the thing is though, Patrick. I love Hereditary. You hate it. You and I can have a civil conversation though on why
Yeah.
I love it and you hate it. You know what I mean? There's no anger. There's no vitriol between the two of us. You know why? Because we're not dumbasses. You know what I
No,
mean? We're
it's not
adults. We
the,
can have a conversation about a movie. And that's what I think is
and
going to be fun about this sharks and schlock thing with you and me feeding off
no.
of each other. You know for a fact there's going to be a time when you're going to love a film and I'm going to hate it, and vice versa. But and we're going to poke the bear like we do as friends. But we're going to have legit reasons why we either liked or disliked the movie.
I can't say I can't actually. I am actually looking forward to it. In fact, I'll even volunteer. I'll volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
I'll volunteer to do the first round. I
Okay.
volunteer to do the. I'll review the shark movie
Okay. That's fine with me.
because I
I'm
sort of
fine with
owed you. I sort of owed you a week of sharks. Remember, if
Yeah.
we were going to do our weekly, I was going to have to. You were going to have to send me 5 shark movies, and
Yep.
you have
Well,
to.
no.
You
Well,
have
no.
to
Well, the thing is. Remember, we both have to watch the films. So, but
right.
I will pick the shark movie for
You
you.
pick the
I'll
shark
I'll
movie.
pick the shark movie. You pick the schlock, but we got to watch them both and have
And
have
you got
have a
to,
review.
don't hesitate on going down to the bottom of the bucket
Oh,
either,
I'm
because
not. I'm not.
I
I'm
can
I'm
handle it.
I'm getting my little carver and I'm
My la-
scraping all the mold off the bottom of that barrel, my friend.
the last time you sent me, I mean, you were like, man, I felt like I was being hit with a pillow. I was like,
Yeah,
I thought it's
I
good.
th- I th- I think I hit you too hard with the first couple times we did it. You know what I mean?
Uh,
With
I mean, I'm sitting
leprechauns.
there going like,
Although I got you with big ballin'. I got you with big ballin'.
you got me a big ball and you got me with a leprechaun, but I got you with everything else. I got you with a whole kitchen sink. I'm like,
You
man, this is
got
supposed
me.
to be
Oh
really
my god, you got me with oh god, Kirk
shark of the corn.
Cameron and Santa Claus, but it was talking cats, Sharks of the Corn. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I thought it'd be a fun
And
movie,
then
like I said.
you thought you got me with Ghoulies Go to
Yeah,
College.
you
That made me
fucking
laugh.
asshole. I said all the ghoulies do is drink and fart, and who knew that that's what Patrick likes? He likes when little puppets drink and fart.
I'm just sitting here like, look at that look at that ghoulie's a cat. It's a cat ghoulie. All right.
Well, you
Hopefully
know what?
Carlton. All
Maybe I'll
right.
have it. You know what? We don't have to like pick bad movies. You know, you could Ghoulies 2. I love Ghoulies 2. That's a schlocky ass movie. It's got a cat ghoulie in it for you, so we'll
Hell yeah.
see. So like, we're not just trying to kill each other. You know what I mean? We're just
No, no. I
we're
no, because we did 4 bad ones and 1 good one. I mean, Sushi was absolutely, Sushi
yeah,
Girl was
Sushi Girl. I'm
absolutely
glad you like
phenomenal.
Sushi Girl, man.
That was a phenomenal movie. Definitely. I was sitting there going, man, I wish I could get Lion Girl on here because I would love to have thrown that on there. I probably still will, actually. I know I can do that because I have Lion Girl, and
Hmm.
you got to watch that movie. That movie is. You love Sushi Girl, you'll love Lion Girl. Lion Girl's badass too, and it's the same actress.
Yeah, I got you to like I got you like a few. Evil Tunes. You ended up really liking.
Evil
Evil Tunes was great.
Tunes was badass. I was sitting
Yeah,
there going like, why does he think that I'm going to be like hating on this movie? I mean, it has babes in it. The only
yeah.
thing that was really sort of sad was
The
David
beginning.
Carradine hanging
Yeah,
himself.
uh,
That was a little weird.
yeah.
Um,
But I think it'll be
uh,
fun. I think it'll be fun. We can still keep our little collaboration going. We can have a little fun thing to look forward to. It's not
I gotta
that much
find.
of a it's not that much of a commitment where we have to do one a week. You know what I mean? Because that's tough. Now that you're getting back into the interviews and I'm getting more interviews and my show with Melissa and stuff like that, so we can commit one
Is
stream a
she
month.
is she unpacking okay? How'd the move
She's
go for
doing
her?
okay. We, as of right now, our stream is still scheduled for tomorrow. It depends on when her client gets home. We might have to reschedule that because it works around her dogs. You know what I mean? Because yesterday she had 7 dogs that she was watching all at once. So, but tomorrow it's still scheduled. We're gonna find out tonight. Chopping Mall. We're gonna discuss Chopping Mall
That's
because
gonna
we're
be a
gonna we're
fun.
gonna we're gonna we're
That
gonna stay we're gonna stay in the mall. Because last episode was Valley Girl, which was a lot of fun.
yeah,
And then
I
and then we're gonna do after that. We're gonna do Wreck. The Spanish horror film Wreck.
oh,
About the
okay,
people
right,
trapped in the apartment complex. So
right. Are you gonna do the Spanish version first and then the American version?
we'll see. We're only focusing on the Spanish version as of right now. Although the
Man,
American version was really good, but that
yeah, you can
Spanish version was so good. Spanish version
get
had me yelling at the TV and everything.
get her to watch the coffee table.
Nope. I want her to stay my friend, Patrick. That might be our limit. I might say no coffee table.
Um, Probably no irreversible either. But
Yeah.
climax, you could do climax with Casper. No,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, because
yeah.
we're almost up to episode 10. It's been fun doing stuff with her. She's had
Well,
she's had a lot of fun
I
time.
like the alternating. The horror one week and then
Mhm.
something fun the next week.
Yeah, we got to cleanse the palate. I don't want to get sick and tired of horror. You know
Oh
what I
God,
mean? So that's why it's like every 3 episodes we're gonna do something that could be an action or comedy, like Valley Girl. We did The Room. Tommy saw a movie, The Room. That was awful. But and then we'll get back to horror for like 3 episodes, and then do something fun.
I think the
Horror.
room was horror. Wasn't the
It
room
was
horror?
horrible. It was horrible. That's for sure.
No, I mean that's the thing too. When I'm sitting here and I figured out how to do my dollar theater. The movies I do for dollar theater, and
Hmm.
I'm just looking at my stack, and it's just like so far I've done some classics. I've done this on volume 2. I just got done doing Ocean's 11 with Dean
Okay.
Martin and Frank Sinatra. This week I'm doing Where the Crawdads Sing. I'm it's, be honest with you, that one's a little slow for me. I think it's a little
Hmm.
slow, but I'm going to make it through. I'm going to
Hmm.
review it. And then I'm doing one called Breaking. Then I'm doing Saving Jaws, which I've had for years. I thought that was about saving I thought it was about saving Bruce, and it's about that girl who likes to swim with the sharks. And this movie came out before she got famous for doing that.
Mm.
Um, and then I got some cartoons coming up. I got Vixen coming up. That was set in the Arrowverse. Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein. I got that coming up.
That's a good one.
Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's
Uh,
good. I really like
you know,
that one. My wife and I
so
really like that one.
I got a nice mixture of horror and cartoons, some Pixar. Because I've never seen the first Monster. I never saw Monsters University.
Oh,
Uh,
Monsters Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie of all time. I
Mine
absolutely
too.
love Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
We literally call my
I,
daughter Boo because of that movie. We call her Boo.
I can't watch that movie without losing it.
Yeah, I tear up at the very end too when they have to
I
separate and
lose
then when they come back together. Yeah.
I lose my shit
Yep.
every time, because that was my wife's nickname was Kitty.
Mm,
So it's like
I
Kitty.
get
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
fuck me.
Yeah.
I'm just done.
Yeah.
But I got never saw Monsters University where they first met. So
It's not
I'm
bad.
looking
It's
for.
not bad.
Yeah, I heard it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Dominic says Final Destination Bloodlines is fun. I've heard that too, and I'm sure I'll get choked up watching Tony Todd say goodbye.
It was a powerful scene. It was shocking seeing him. When I first saw what he looked like in the movie, I thought it was fake because you can't believe anything you see online. But then I saw the movie and I'm like, he's he's very
Dying.
thin. If you haven't seen what he looks like, he's very, very thin. It's very shocking to see what he looks like. But his speech is very poignant, and it was all ad libbed from what I heard. It was him saying away, him in his own way saying, "Don't waste your life." You know what I mean? Type of thing. And
I really hope. I know not that I think he was thinking about that toward the end, but I really hope that he understood. I hope he understood that he left a great legacy.
I'm sure he
I
does.
mean,
I'm sure he
I
did.
mean, I just think, he was the type of actor that you just know that he deserved more than what he got.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of actors out there that for me, I don't mean to be cruel, but could someone please explain to me about Sydney Sweeney? I don't
It's
get
just
her.
because she's hot. That's all it is. That's all it
I
is.
I just don't get it.
That's all it is. She's just a pretty blonde. That's all it is.
Yeah, because I'm just like she doesn't impress me at all. There's other act like honestly. I mean, it's just there's just so many actors out there. I'm just sitting there going like I'm underwhelmed by this. I mean, I'm just not really understanding why these people are where they're at. Like getting great streaming shows, getting all these big movies, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Why are they?
They're the it person of the week. That's all. Just give it 6 months. No one will care about Sydney Sweeney anymore.
But I tell you one thing I was impressed with. I was impressed with they were celebrating Ed Harris's 75th birthday, and
Hmm.
they had a poll. They had a poll which character they like best, and I really thought they were going to pick the Abyss. I
That's a
thought,
good one. Let me guess.
um,
Let me guess. Let me guess. Truman Show.
nope. Truman Show finished last.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What was number one
Um,
then?
Number one, I know number two was General Hummel from The Rock.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what number one was. It was another one of his popular movies he did, but no, it was that one, and then The Rock, and then it was The Abyss, and then Truman Show was last. I was
Hmm.
surprised.
The
I
Abyss is
was
such
really
a great
surprised.
film. The Abyss is so good.
I need to see that.
You never seen it?
No, I
It's
got
really
it.
good. It's
I
really
got it.
good. It's long. It's like 2.5 hours, but it's really good.
Well, what's
Michael
funny is
Michael
like
Bean Michael Bean is in it. He's really good.
what's really funny is like my closet, and I've been stacking all the movies I got from the library. I've been stacking them in the closet,
Hmm.
and I was talking to my sister, and then all of a sudden I heard this tremendous noise.
Oh no.
Oh, walked in there, and they all fell. And so I had one more bin. So I
Hmm.
managed to fill like 80% of it. My stacks are all back down to normal levels. And I'm going like, okay, so that probably bought me like 3 or 4 months. I'm just gonna go get a bin at come January when they go on sale.
Hmm.
I'm one of those big ones. I have one bin that is so big I can't even pull it up the stairs.
Wow.
It'll take two people to pull it up. It's that many, and it's like,
Hmm.
how did this happen to me? How did this happen? If I had a regular TV room or movie room like a lot of these people, I think people would just be like blown away. It's like to me, I would expect people to go up there and like, okay, so how many of these movies are a single watch? Like you
Yeah.
watch it and go like, how are you gonna watch this again? And you go like, well, I don't really know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you know.
do that looking through my collection a lot. And like when we were moving, I'm like, did I really need that movie? I might want to watch it again. I get it.
See, that's why I started doing the TV thing because it's like, man, I felt like I was only exposing half my stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
I have so much more than just these movies. I have all these TV shows I could be talking about too.
Hmm.
And so that's what I started doing. And I hope you and your wife do the cartoons again.
We tried to. We just got tired of the copyright. We'd make a video and then 2 years later, we'd have the video removed for copyright. But you have these assholes who watch movie trailers or listen to songs and just react to them, and nothing happens. So it just got too frustrating. We just stopped doing them.
So
Wasn't worth
here's
it.
what I don't understand. I don't understand this. How is that YouTube is so fucking strict here, but you go to TikTok? Oh my lord, you could play a song. You could play. You
Yep.
can do a show, and it's no problem. They
Yep.
have them right there. You can pick what you want to listen to and put it in your video.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to put a clip of a movie in there, I think it's like I think they get like a oh, Doc's back. Uh-oh, here we go. That's right. We'll have to bring what Doc's also a great Gigan fan. Hell yeah. Um, yeah, that TikTok is interesting. I I I am still trying to figure out trying to figure out how to post pictures on it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to post pictures.
I think TikTok is supposed to. I think that's just video only, kind of like how Instagram is mainly pictures, and you can somewhat post videos. I don't know.
I don't
But
know
my
either.
dude, it is getting late. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, but
Oh
I
my
think
gosh,
I'm
I'm
gonna
so ready.
I think I'm gonna get
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
But
me too.
it was fun. Well, I'll wait till you to close it out. But it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you're interested in doing this monthly Sharks and Schlock collab that we can keep our fun stuff going. And I
I
think
know.
and again, I think with us doing like the stream, it'll be a lot easier to bring people along to join us too.
I do too. I do too. We'll figure out a common date that works for us.
Sure.
And then yeah, we'll just go ahead in there and drop it down, and I think people will really enjoy it, especially if you can get the other person to react to it. That's
Hmm.
everything. You sit there and you
Hmm.
get someone, because to me that's why I love getting really bad movies for you, because you fucking always react to it.
Well, that's why I knew you and Barb would get along so well because she also looks forward to the rants more than anything.
Oh my gosh, the Rancho classic.
As long as
But I but I
as
but
long as
I'm
they're not
have
as long as they're not fake. Like you can tell a lot of these people on
oh no.
YouTubers that they do the fake rants and they're not buying it. No, if I really hate a fucking movie that Patrick made me watch, I'm gonna tell you.
No, we know your rants are real, and like I said, I haven't really popped off on too many movies per se,
Right.
um, but I am on Watchvilla because I absolutely just fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate the director. I think he's a piece of shit. Uh, I do. I think he's a piece of shit. He's nothing but exploitation. He
I
has no
can't
interest
wait.
in.
You
Yeah,
better
he
send
has
me
no
that
interest
link
in.
when it's ready.
Yeah, he has no interest in helping his actors, making them better. He just wants to know if they'll take off their tops, and it's just like, dude,
Wow.
fucking go get a girlfriend, go to Pornhub. I don't care what you do. You should fucking quit exploiting them, for nothing, just to
And see
sell your
this
fucking.
this is why I want to do those things live streams. You know what I mean? So you could just let loose if you watch something you hate. But
Yeah, we can come back and revisit Watzilla. Believe me, I'll be happy to do it. I'll be happy to kick his ass
let's do it.
twice.
Let's do it.
Uh,
We'll make that one of them. Sure.
because I just really just I just dislike that. I just really look, if you want to make a bad movie, fine, but don't fucking exploit people in doing so.
Yeah, I
Don't
get
make
it.
them. I just feel like it's so disrespectful, and I don't care. I don't care if the like Jessa, she's an adult dancer. I don't give a rat's if that's what she does during her life. When you
Right.
have her on your set for your movie, and see, I'll be honest with you, I was actually really disappointed in Debbie Does Demons, because of that, because I'm like, Donald,
Mm,
I mean, Donald, we don't need to have her naked the whole movie. I
right.
mean, we saw her tits. They're nice. Okay, we saw them. Okay, but you don't need to have the whole damn movie. What was the one
Right.
movie where I'm trying to think if it was Shannon and Elizabeth that had to go through the whole movie naked. Um, it was like not another teen movie or something like that.
Oh yeah. There's not. It wasn't Shannon Elizabeth, but it was not another teen movie. They were well. That that nude scene had a purpose because it was poking fun at all the unnecessary nude teen scenes.
But it
So
lost its point when they made the
it,
girl do the whole damn movie nude.
yeah, I
It
mean
lost the
they
point.
it should have been like one scene in the beginning and maybe one scene at the end and that's it. But she
Right.
kept popping up. It lost its meaning. Like
Right.
there's the reason why she was nude because that's all the teen sex comedy stuff. But I think they used that joke too much.
Way too much.
It's
And
like
it's like,
it's like the Wayans brothers in Scary Movie. They're bringing back Scary Movie 6. I don't give a shit because you know
no,
why? Because all the Wayans brothers are gay jokes every 30 seconds, black jokes every 45 seconds, white people jokes every 60 seconds, and you're beaten over the head with it. I hated the first one. I hated the second one. You know why I like the third one? Because they're not involved in it. You know what I mean? We
I,
get it. We get it. Sean Wayne's character in the first Scary Movie is gay. You don't have to remind us every minute and a half that his character is gay. It
right.
loses the impact of the joke.
Same thing with Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, they use that same joke on those two as well.
It
Like
just loses the
we
impact.
it
It's like
does.
it's like Adam Sandler. He can act from what I hear, but I'm not interested when he has to play the screaming man child. If I want to see the screaming man child, I'll just go and watch some people on YouTube. We'll leave it at that.
Uh,
You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? It just loses the effect of the joke if it's constant. We get it. Okay, Marlon Wayans' character is a pothead. Do we have to see every fucking scene with him smoking a joint and getting high? No.
no, exactly. Everyone is excited for Scary Movie 6 because of the way it. I'm
Can't
not.
do it.
I rather
Can't
I
do
rather
it.
see them make. No, I
No.
rather see them make a White Chicks 2
I
myself.
liked White Chicks. White Chicks was
White Chicks was
hilarious.
awesome.
White Chicks
White
was
Chicks.
hilarious.
That dance scene is comic
White
gold.
Chicks was a lot of fun, man.
No, I love that movie. That movie is hilarious. Terry Crews in there at
Oh
the
yeah.
end of the movie.
Once you go black, you go in a wheelchair. See,
But
that's funny. That's a funny joke. You know what I mean?
I mean that whole movie was just comedy gold,
Yeah.
and
But
the
I think I'm
dancing was.
gonna get going, Patrick. It's getting a little
All
late,
right.
and like I said, I've been fighting something today, so
All right. Well, we're gonna be we're out of here. I'll be back here on Monday or Sunday night for a premiere. We're gonna be talking about the Incredible Hulk. I hope you guys come by. Uh, and then after that, then starting on the second, we have Jill Holder will be with us, and then on the second, Jill Holder will be with us on Wednesday. Tori Rice will be with us, and then on Thursday, writer Win Scott Eckert, who I'm super excited about. And we're going to be talking about Doc Savage. We're going to be talking about the Wold Universe. If you've never heard of it, it's amazing. We're talking about Philip Jose Farmer, the late great Philip Jose Farmer, and how he influenced Win. And then, yeah, we got a lot of people to talk to.
and then
All
don't
right.
forget this Saturday, knock on wood, I got Lauren Marie Taylor interview this coming. Oh, not like as in tomorrow, next week. I got Lauren
Oh, okay.
Marie Taylor, Friday the 13th, Part 2. The very next day on that Sunday, Mr. Adam Marcus, a regular here on Have Cheetah Will View. And then I need to get a confirmation. I had to reschedule it because she had to leave the country for family reasons. She's now back. She emailed me. Beatrice Bupley we're hoping to get her for December, and she's someone that was on your channel, and I just
Yeah.
every time I see her in an interview, I just fall more in love with her. She's such a fun woman.
She's terrific. Beatrice is awesome.
So we're trying to get that worked out. But next weekend is Lauren Marie Taylor, Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, and then Adam. I'd have to check. I'd have to check again because his is Pacific time, because he's in California. So,
Right.
but that weekend, it's a Friday the 13th weekend on my channel with Lauren and Adam.
Well, it is the best slasher franchise, so if it's we've had people from Friday the 13th. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody yet from the Halloween side or the Scream side. Huh. I'll have to not do anything about that. All right.
I was waiting for that.
We're out of here.
Jesus.
We're out
On
of
that
here.
note,
Yeah. Peace and
Cheers.
dream of sharks.
Oh, shut up.